It's time to change the world. Rhonda, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Good morning to you. Rocco's in the building. What's up, Rocco? Let's go. Let's go. Monday mindset. Mindset Monday. Bring a new mindset. Maywood, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Good morning to you. Bring a new mindset. That's mastery. What's up, Slim? Rocco, let's go. Mindset Monday. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Be where your feet are. Dominate the moment, because there's only two things that's happening. You either dominate the situation or the situation is dominating you. Which one is it? You're either dominating the situation or the situation is dominating you. You're either fully in control of your life or your life is in control of you. There's no in the middle. What's one we doing here? Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Mindset Monday, bring on a new mindset. That's what repentance and awareness means. Take on a new mind, take on a new attitude. Today's a brand new day. Today is not carrying your problems. Your problems exist in all of your yesterdays. Don't project yesterday's problems and mistakes onto today. Today is not carrying a single problem. Today is not carrying yesterday's version of you. Today does not carry your trauma. Today does not carry your pain. Today does not carry who you used to be. See, what we don't understand is that you're every new moment, right? You step into every new moment with a new mindset. You can't keep bringing yesterday's mindset to the new moment. That part right there, saying this moment is a blank canvas. Your pain is not a part of this moment. Your childhood trauma is not a part of this moment, but you are mentally connecting it to this moment, and that's where your suffering comes from. Deshaun, what's up, beloved? Rosie, what's going on? Divine, I see you. Good morning. Northern's in the building. Let's go, Northern. Good morning to you, beloved. Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. One more time. There's nothing physically connected to you right now. There's nothing physically connected to you right now. Let me say that one more time. There's nothing physically connected to you right now. Not one thing. Nothing is physically connected to you. Nothing is hurting you. All of the connections are coming from you. So if there's suffering, if there's pain, if there's unhappiness, it's because you are mentally connecting yourself to some situation that's out of alignment with who you are. When you're not operating from a place of love, you're going against love's law. You are the embodiment of love. That's where all your pain comes from. That's where all of your suffering comes from. Your pain and suffering come from the fact that you are operating against love's law, meaning you are operating against your nature. Because you're carrying pain and not love. You're carrying your wounds and not love. You're carrying fear, doubt, and a lack mindset and not love. That's where all your suffering comes from. Not some of it, not part of it, not a few things, all of it. All of it. The same way with the fish trying to walk on land. If that fish tries to walk on land, the fish is going to suffer. Why? Because it's operating against its nature. Same thing with us. Love is your nature. And when you're not operating from a place of love, you're out of alignment with your nature. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. We are supposed to walk in love, not in conditional love. We're supposed to walk in unconditional love. Why can't I walk in unconditional love, Coach? Because you have expectations, because you have attachments, because you cling to things, because you need people to validate you. That's what's hurting you. You need somebody to approve what God has already spoken over. That's the problem. Neffy's in the building. What's up, Neffy? So good to see you. Lynetta's in the building. Let's go, beloved. So good to see you. Yuna, I see you. Today's a brand new day. New mindset. New day, new mindset. Just wake up every day with that. New day, new mindset. Whatever happened yesterday happened yesterday. You can't control what happened yesterday, but you can 100% control what you're going to do today. Now, you may not be able to change what happened in all of your yesterdays, but you can most definitely tax today for what yesterday took away from you. You can tax today for what yesterday didn't give you. That part right there, T-Dance. New day, new mindset. Every day when you wake up, it's a brand new day. You've never experienced this day before. And here's the truth. You'll never experience it again. But most people aren't living their life because they're too busy performing it. performing for acceptance, performing for validation, performing for love, performing to fit in, performing to have people, to be what the world needs you to be. Again, most people aren't living their lives because you're too busy performing it. Myro, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Elizabeth's in the building. Let's go, Elizabeth. Again, it's a new day. It's a new mindset. That's it. That's all. New day, new mindset. I've got to meet today with a new mindset, because if I meet today with yesterday's mindset, I've already contaminated today. Think about what I'm saying. If I don't meet today with a new mindset, then I'm going to contaminate today with yesterday's mindset, because now today is trying to solve yesterday's problems. So we're always behind now. And if you don't see that as a problem, then you got two problems. Tracy's in the building. Let's go, Tracy. That part right there, Prashant. Welcome to Lion School. Welcome to Lion School. Do me a favor real quick. If this is your very first time on a live stream, because we got a lot to cover today. If this is your very first time on a live stream with me, do me a favor and type me in the comments, please. Welcome to TED Talk on TikTok. This is going to be a TED Talk on steroids. You said you got grudges? That's all right. We can fix that. Yeah, you hold the pen. Yeah, you got to, like I said, again, you got to get out of yesterday, because yesterday has already gotten out of you. Yesterday doesn't want to have anything to do with you. Period. Again, type me in the comments real quick if this is your very first time on a live stream with me. Type me, and then we're gonna get in this space shuttle and take off. Yeah, yesterday is just expired information from outdated versions of yourself. Your past is just expired information from outdated versions of yourself, beloved. Stop giving it more significance than that. Stop giving it more significance than that. That's all your past is. Your past is outdated, expired informations from versions of yourself that you no longer are. Don't give it more significance than that. Some of you guys give your past too much power. Your past carries more power than your purpose. That's what's hurting you right now. LaShawn, I appreciate you, beloved. Yeah, your past was just your passport. That's how you got to this moment. Once you got to this moment, as I tell you guys this all the time, man, you got to get out of the Uber. Yesterday was just an Uber ride. It got you to today. That's it. That's all. Get out of the Uber now. Lamika, I see you, beloved. That part right there, Rika, that part right there, beloved. What happened yesterday has absolutely no power over today. Yesterday's version of you should not be speaking into today. Yesterday's wins and losses do not apply today. Period. I don't even want to know about how you lost yesterday. We fumbling today, talking about yesterday. Red, what's up, beloved? Dej, I see you. Again, welcome to Lion School. Cat lover, I see you, beloved. Ellie, I see you. Iris, I see you. Good morning to you guys. Again, good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings to you guys. Peace and blessings to you all. In case anyone is new to the platform, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, emotional intelligence, 5D consciousness. I specialize in helping my students and clients globally to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. My purpose in life is to help you to discover yours, period. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is the blueprint and the instruction manual to who you are. You won't find me in the book, but you'll find yourself. You won't find me on a single page, but you'll find you. Every page that you turn, you'll discover a different version of yourself in that book, a version of yourself that you have yet to experience. All right, boom, let's get it. Oscar, I appreciate you, beloved. Testimony, I see you. Red, I see you. You can't keep asking God for abundance while simultaneously refusing to let go of the very mindset that's keeping you stuck. Let me say that one more time. You can't ask God for abundance while hanging on to the very mindset that's keeping you stuck. I want you to think about a car for a second. I want you to think about a manual transmission car. This car is a 5-speed. I'm talking about you literally have to put the car, the car in gear. First gear, second gear, third gear. And every gear is a different mindset. Every gear represents more capacity, more awareness, more emotional intelligence. But if you get on the freeway in that car, in first gear alone, you're going to tear the transmission up. Because first gear has a certain capacity. Now, it might go 22 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour. The speed doesn't matter. The point not to be missed is that the first gear only has a certain amount of range. It has a certain capacity to it. That's why you need second gear and third gear and fourth gear and beyond. Okay, freeze that thought. That's why some of you guys are stuck, because you have a first gear mindset, but you're trying to achieve a fourth and fifth gear quality of life. You got first gear level discipline, first gear level emotional intelligence, first gear level of awareness, but you're trying to achieve some fourth and fifth gear quality life. It's not going to work that way, beloved. The version of yourself that you are in this moment can't take you any further than you already are. You're already operating at full capacity. You standing in your potential right now. Meaning that in this moment, you are the smartest you're going to be. You are the most talented you are going to be. You are the most self-aware you're going to be. You are as wise as you're going to be. You are everything you were supposed to be in this moment. So if I don't shift into second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, I'll never experience more. Just like that car. The moment that car shifts from first gear into second gear allows more power. It allows more speed. It allows more range, right? And once I shift from second gear to third gear gives me more than first gear and second gear combined. But once I shift into third gear, I'm not thinking about second gear anymore. And for some of you guys, that's why you're stuck. It's not that you don't have the talent. It's not that you don't have the ability. What's hurting you is your mind is still trapped in the moment where you got hurt. Your mind is still trapped in the moment where you got abused or disrespected. Your mind is still trapped in the moment where that person walked out of your life, or they divorced you, or they abandoned you. Something happened that's keeping your mind stuck in the time period where you first experienced your pain. So you can't shift into second gear because you're trying to understand what happened in first. You're trying to make sense and get closure for what happened in first gear. That's why you can't shift into second. And this is what's hurting you, beloved. I'm telling you now. One more time. You cannot achieve a fourth and fifth gear quality of life with a first gear mindset. That's what's hurting you. It's not that you lack talent. It's not that you're not smart enough. It's not that you're not capable. There's something that happened in first gear that you didn't get closure for. You don't understand. Your awareness is offline. Your emotional intelligence is offline. Your self-mastery is offline. Unconditional love is offline. These things are offline because your pain speaks louder than your purpose does. Your fear carries more weight than your faith. Your wounds carry more weight than the wisdom that you should have learned from the wound. That's what's hurting you. Or there's something that you're doing in the dark to justify what happened to you that you don't want to let go of. King Cam, what's up, beloved? Yeah, Ellie, I know you battling. Just keep growing. You know, that's the number one thing, beloved, is just to keep growing, keep growing and evolving in awareness, you know, because the goal is to speak self-awareness so much that it drowns out your trauma. Speak awareness so much that it drowns out your pain. Speak self-awareness so much that your fear begins to bow to you. Your ego begins to bow to you. That's the key. Speak awareness so much that it dissolves your trauma. It dissolves your pain. It dissolves your suffering. This is how I did it. I didn't have to go and heal my nervous system. I ain't got time for all of that. I speak awareness. I'm fluent in awareness. And I'm so fluent in awareness that it's dissolved my pain. It's dissolved my trauma. It's dissolved what the world took from me. It's dissolved what I thought I needed from everyone else. It dissolved all of those versions of myself that needed validation and needed somebody to pick me and needed someone to believe. It dissolves everything. Speak awareness so much that you can't hear your fears. You can't hear your doubts. You can't hear your limitations. Yesterday's versions of you don't have a voice any longer. This is how you do it. But you don't study awareness, you become it. You walk, talk, act, and breathe it. I'm more awareness than I am anything else. I am the embodiment of of emotional intelligence. I am the embodiment of self-mastery. I am the embodiment of consciousness. I don't talk about anything else. That's the problem. I speak awareness so much that I dissolved my trauma. I dissolved my pain. I dissolved my suffering. I dissolved all of the outdated birth. I'm talking about obliterated them boys. Not because I was trying. Not because I was trying. Because when you allow, listen, whatever you give your attention to is going to shape your life. Whatever you put your focus on is going to shape your life. So you don't have to make a choice. Because you can't put your mind on your addiction and on the awareness at the same time. It's just where you want to put your focus and your attention. Because what you put your attention on, you're going to become. So just continue to, this is how I did it. When I came, I had all kind of attachments. I was addicted to all kind of things. I was no different than you, beloved. But what I'm telling you is this, at some point in time, you're going to have to hit another gear. You need to find you a shadowboxing partner that you could speak. Man, I used to be on shadowboxing calls for 6 and 7 hours and 8 hours a day. All at one time? No, but I would break the day up. I'm going 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 3, 4 hours at night. Man, I'm speaking so much awareness to me that my trauma didn't have a voice anymore. My pain didn't have a voice anymore. My suffering didn't have a voice anymore. I dissolved all of it. So that's a decision you're going to have to make. I tell you this. See, let me tell you about me, something you may not know about me. Whatever I do, I'm going to be the best at it. I ain't going to do it. I don't do anything lukewarm because lukewarm changes nothing. You can't boil nothing in lukewarm water. You can't burn nothing in lukewarm water. Lukewarm changes nothing. Get all that lukewarm out of your life. You got to become lava hot when it comes to awareness, lava hot when it comes to emotional intelligence, lava hot when it comes to that person that God is trying to transform you into. Lava hot, I said. I ain't talking about boiling. I said lava. That's the next level up. That's the next level up. So anything I do, if I do it, I'm going all in. I don't stick my toe in the water when it comes to awareness. I'm not going to try it out. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Because I ain't going to get this moment back. See, I know how to value my time. I know what my time means. I know that my time is the most precious resource that I have, because when you run out of time, you ain't got nothing. You can't get to love without time. You can't get to awareness without time. You can't get to abundance without time. You can't have your kids without time. You can't get to anything without time. So I understand wherever I set my time at, it's going to be a reflection of what I value. I can't set my time down on my fears. I can't set my time down on yesterday's version of me. I can't set my time down on what's broken because I don't get a return on investment in that. And I understood that. So I said, ooh, my awareness has to run faster than my fear. My awareness has to run faster than my doubts. My awareness has to outperform every version of myself that I've been leading up to this moment. Run the play. That was my mindset. Run the play. See, I run faster with the awareness than my pain does. I run faster with the awareness than my trauma does. I run faster with the awareness than everything that tried to break me. I'm fast with the awareness. I'm in the Ferrari with awareness. My pain is in the minivan. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories, please. Share or repost a live. Queen Ella, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. I'm telling you, Queen Ella, run the play. You have to speak awareness so much that it dissolves your trauma. You have to speak awareness so much that it dissolves your pain. You have to speak awareness so much that it dissolves your addictions. It dissolves everything. This is how I did it. I'm telling you now, I was addicted to all kinds of things when I started this journey. And it wasn't that I didn't force myself to do anything. I promise you, I put that on my life. I didn't force myself to do anything. It wasn't like my partner was putting pressure on me. Ooh, you need to change this and you need to stop doing that. I did it on my own. Why? Because my awareness elevator was higher than pain's elevator. It was higher than doubt's elevator. It was higher than my suffering's elevator. I'm in the penthouse with the awareness. My pain was in the lobby. Make a choice. Queen Ella, I'm telling you, beloved, when you are really on that journey to become the most powerful version of yourself, it doesn't require effort. This is why I tell people all the time. People like, Coach, oh, I'm addicted to this, I'm addicted to that. What should I do? Nothing. Keep growing. Because you're going to outgrow the pain. You're going to outgrow the trauma. You're going to outgrow the suffering. You're going to outgrow the depression. You're going to outgrow everything. Right now, your mindset is on the same level as the pain. Your mindset is on the same level as the trauma. Your level of consciousness is on the same level of what broke you. That's the problem. You can't solve your problems at the same level of consciousness that you were in when you created the problem to begin with. Let me say that one more time. You cannot solve your problems at the same level of consciousness you were at when the problem was originally created. And for a lot of you guys, that's what you're trying to do. You still at the same level of consciousness you were at when the problem was originally created. This is why you got to keep elevating. I don't even need to focus on what's broken. I don't need to focus on what's wrong. I don't need to focus on anything. I just need to keep growing. Become addicted to growth. How about that? Since we're going to have an addiction, let's get two addictions going. Yeah, I got the negative addiction, but I'm also addicted to growth. And I need to put more energy in that growth addiction than I do in the thing in the dark when nobody else is watching. How about we start that route? Since we're going to be addicted to some things, let's also be addicted to awareness. Let's also be addicted to self-mastery. Let's also be addicted to consciousness and emotional. We're going to do addictions anyway, right? Since we're going to have them, let's have a bunch of them. But let's let the awareness ones be more powerful than that one that you do in the dark when no one else is watching. That's all I'm saying. I tell my students all the time, no, don't feel bad that you're addicted to things. I was addicted to things too. But my awareness became more powerful than the addiction. And when your awareness becomes more powerful than the addiction gonna go away. Because it can't stand under the light of your awareness. Nothing can stand under the light of your awareness because that comes from God, beloved. I'm telling you now, nothing can stand under the light of your awareness. Nothing. All of the impurities are going to get burned off. They stand under the light of awareness. I promise you this. So don't fight anything, because anything you fight, you empower. Because you're giving it as much power as you're using to fight it. Monica, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Keziah, what's up, beloved? Oh, Coach, I smoke. Don't worry about that. Keep growing. Oh, Coach, I drink. Don't worry about that. Keep growing. Keep growing. But your drinking can't be on the same level as your awareness. Your smoking can't be on the same level of your awareness. Or you're not more powerful than the situation that you're trying to get rid of. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying? You can't, in other words, you can't put the same amount of energy that you put into the negative addiction that you put into the positive addiction and expect to put the positive addiction to outshine the negative one. It won't work that way. You invested just as much energy in the negative one as you are in the positive one. How you going? What are we doing here? You ain't with nowhere. Joseph, what's up, beloved? Yeah, I'm telling you, everything fell off of me. Whip girl, what's up, beloved? Everything fell off of me. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have all that heal your nervous system. I gave you guys the nervous system work because I knew that was something that you guys wanted. And I've given that to some of my clients before. I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to do any of that. I was like, that's psychology. I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to do any all that nervous system healing and all of that. I didn't have to do anything. You lack understanding, beloved. That's what's hurting you. Let them know, beloved. I ain't did a nervous system. I ain't spent one day working on my nervous system. I said not a day. Yeah, you just got to keep climbing the mountain. You know what I mean? You just got to keep climbing that awareness mountain. You're going to gain understanding. That's the reason why your nervous system is out of alignment, because you don't have understanding. You don't have understanding. Everything is going to be out of alignment. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your story. One more time, I'm the type of person that whatever I do, I'm going Ferrari speed in it. Whatever I do, I'm all in it. That's the problem. I can tell you the problem right now. Some of you guys, yeah, you study here and there, but you ain't really in it like that. You don't eat, sleep, and breathe this. I eat, sleep, and breathe this, beloved. I'm eating awareness for breakfast. I'm eating it for lunch. I'm eating it for dinner, period. I don't give a damn about what's on Netflix. I don't care about what they doing with celebrity gossip. I don't give a damn about what TMZ has to say about some celebrity and how they live in their life. I don't care about none of that. It's not why my spirit came here. It's not here for entertainment. I'm here to change the world, and so are you. That's why you here. Stop getting caught up in your distractions. Some of you guys invest more time in Netflix than you do in your growth. You ain't got no problem watching Netflix for 2 or 3 hours straight. Won't read a book for 30 minutes straight. And then we wonder why you're not the most powerful version of yourself. Because you're giving all your attention to Netflix. You're making them more powerful. Whatever you're giving your attention to right now, you are making that thing more powerful. So if you're giving it to the addiction, you're making it more powerful. You're giving it to the toxic relationship, you're making it more powerful. You're giving it to the outdated version of yourself, you're making it more powerful. Wherever you're setting your attention right now, you are making that thing more powerful. All of my attention is on 2 things, me and God, period. That's what gets my attention. Me and God, because everything else is an extension of him. So I don't need to put it on my relationship. I need to put it on him, because as long as I put it on him and I'm in alignment with him, my relationship is going to be perfect, because my relationship is going to be the byproduct of where I set my attention with him. Because I'm loyal to him, I'm going to be loyal to my partner. Because I'm committed to him, I'm going to be committed to my partner, because my partner is an extension of him. So how I treat God is how I treat her, period. Same, period. She's an extension of him. Whatever you set your attention right now, you are feeding that thing. You are making that thing more powerful. So we're going to make Netflix more powerful. We're going to make Amazon Prime more powerful. That's what you're saying? We're going to make the NFL more powerful, the NBA more powerful, sit and watch a whole 3-hour basketball game, but you won't study for the same amount of time. What are we talking about here? Welcome to Lion School. I'm telling you. So Clean Time Products. What's up, beloved? I'm telling you. See, at some point in time, let me say this to you. I'm low key disrespecting his whole live stream. I'm disrespecting the whole live stream. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm going to tell you how I'm disrespecting it. Because everyone doesn't want greatness in their life. I'm just being for real. Everyone doesn't want great. I can't project what I want and what I am onto you, beloved. Greatness is what I'm chasing. Destiny is what I'm chasing. So that may not be your thing. You might be comfortable with settling for less than you deserve. You might be comfortable with the version of yourself that almost became great. You might be comfortable with who you almost could have become. You might be comfortable with that. That may be your thing. But when it comes to me, listen, I'm chasing greatness. I'm looking at all of the greats that have come before me, and I'm trying to outperform that. I want to be the greatest thing that God has ever created, and that should be your mindset as well. Because somebody gonna win that race. Why not you? Somebody is gonna win that race. Somebody gonna be able to say, when this is all said and done, I'm the coldest thing he ever created, period, point blank. Somebody gonna say that. Why not you? Because of who you are in the dark when nobody else is watching? Because you too attached to some person? Because you chasing external validation? Because you need people to like you and approve of you? That's why you didn't become great? What's stopping you? See, I tell you guys this all the time. What stands in your way is the way. The obstacle in your path is the path. What's blocking you right now? Who are you uninterrupted? Have you met that version of yourself yet? Damn, you can't get, can we not bless you with that? That ain't hard, beloved. Can we not bless you with the version of yourself that walks through this earth uninterrupted? Uninterrupted means your pain is no longer online. Your trauma is no longer online. You no longer bound to fear. Outdated versions of yourself don't get to have a seat at the table of who you are becoming. Can we not get to that version of you, please? Can we even just get that? Can we even see what your potential kind of look like? Can we peek behind the curtain to see who you could have become? I ain't saying you got to transform into the person, but damn, can we not get you to that place where you're powerful enough to at least look behind the curtain and say, I could have had that. I could have been that right there. But I settle for less than I deserve. I settle for the toxic relationship. I settled for the person that showed me pattern after pattern that they would never be able to become what I needed to become. I settled for that. I settled for who I almost could have become. I settled for that. I settled for what I almost could have been. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let me tell you something. Let me say this to you. Millie, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please share or repost the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. The baddest thing on the planet is you. I dare you to believe it. Baddest thing on the planet is you. I dare you to believe it. Since we don't have a problem believing in doubt, we don't have a problem believing in fear, we don't have a problem believing in depression, we don't have a problem believing in anxiety, because in order for the things to be in your life, they require belief. We don't have a problem believing in them things. Can we believe in you? And if we can't believe in you 100%, what's the name of the person responsible for believing in you when you run out of belief in yourself? Have we discovered who that person is? When you stop believing in you, what's the backup player for you? Who's coming in the game when your belief runs out? Who's coming in the game when your faith runs out? Who's coming in the game in the moments when you don't trust yourself and you overthinking, even though you don't realize that overthinking is really just underbelieving? You don't have an overthinking problem. You have an I don't believe in myself enough problem. You have an I don't trust myself enough problem. You have an I don't have enough faith in myself problem. You call it overthinking because overthinking sounds cute. Overthinking is politically correct. So people don't really see the problem. Oh, I overthink sometimes. No, overthinking is underbelieving. You don't believe in yourself. You don't trust your judgment. You don't trust your own opinion. So you look outside of yourself, and that's the moment you lose power. You look outside of yourself for somebody to qualify, which you should already know. Truth is at the door. One more time. Overthinking is under believing. That's dangerous. That's as dangerous as you driving in the dark with no headlights on, doing 100 miles an hour. Overthinking is under believing. You don't believe in you. You don't have faith in you. You're not trusting your own opinion and your own judgment. So your mind is all confused because you're stepping outside of yourself too much to seek external validation. External validation doesn't make you strong, beloved. External validation is what's making you weak because now your brain doesn't trust its own judgment. So now your mind is your weakness and not your weapon. You become a liability to yourself. You're no longer the asset. So who do we get to believe in you in the moments when you overthinking? Who do we get to believe in you in the moments when you don't trust yourself? I'm just saying, who do we get to come in the game? Somebody got to run the play. Somebody got to run the play. Your lack of belief in yourself is disrespectful to everything that God has brought you through. Your lack of trust, faith, and belief in yourself is disrespectful, I said. Double down on the disrespect part. For everything that God has brought you through. If I'm God, I'm looking at us like, what y'all need to see? If I'm God, that's what I'm thinking. Damn, what you need to see? I done pulled you through everything. You carry my DNA right now. The heart that's beating in your chest comes from me. The air that you breathe in comes from me. Everything in your life comes from me. Everything in your past comes from me. What more you need to see? You're standing here, right? You got the phone. You sitting here watching this man do this live stream. What more do you need to see? I'm giving you the gift of self-awareness. I'm giving you the gift of emotional intelligence. I'm giving you the gift of self-mastery. Something, the last person I gave that to, his name was Jesus. That's the last one I gave it to. And I'm giving it to you now. We sit here playing with it. We sit here fumbling it. We sit here taking our time trying to figure out, man, we disrespecting everything that's going on in this moment. You got an opportunity to make history. But you can't focus on your history and you cling to the past at the same time. You can't focus on your history and cling to your pain at the same time. Because the very mindset that tells you that you're not enough is not the mindset that's going to help you become the most powerful version of you. The very mindset that whispers that you're broken is not the same mindset that's going to help you become the most powerful version of yourself. These are two different mindsets. So if I'm God, I'm looking at us like, what more do you need to see? Everything you love comes from me. Everything you chasing comes from me. Everything you believe in comes from me. It's all coming from me. Which means your belief should be centered on me. Your belief should not be scattered like confetti in the air. When you believe in these celebrities and you believe in your sports teams and you believe in all these other things, your belief is scattered. It should be 100% concentrated on you and God, period. Because you need it more than the NFL. You need it more than your favorite celebrity. You need it more than every single person walking on the face of this earth currently. You need it more than anybody. You ain't got time to have your beliefs scattered. That's the problem. Iris, I see, beloved. But I'm going to tell you what's crazy. I'm going to tell you what's crazy. And it's something you may have never thought about. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. There's God, there's you, and then there's nothing in the middle. There's God, there's you, and then there's nothing in the middle. There's God, there's you, and then there's nothing in the middle. There's nothing in the middle, beloved. You're the closest thing to him. There's God, and then there's you, and then there's nothing else, and then there's everything else. There's God, and then there's you, and then there's everything else. There's God, and then there's you, and then there's everything else. Damn, what are we pretending not to see here? Do you know how powerful that makes you? You close to the one that created everything. You got him, then you, then everything else. The moment that you fully get in alignment with that, man, it's going to change your whole mindset. Man, what the hell I'm chasing somebody else that's connected to him for, that's coming from him? Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. You got God, then you, then everything else. There's no buffer in the middle. There's no bridge in the middle. Everything that's stopping you is coming from your mindset. Everything that's stopping you is coming from your programming and conditioning. It's coming from what your ego whispers into your ear, because it's all that voice in your head is not you. That voice in your head is your ego narrating all of the outdated versions of yourself back to you, moment after moment after moment after moment. I don't listen to the voice in my head because I understand that it's not me. I'm the awareness that witnesses it. So one more time, you can't keep asking God for abundance while simultaneously refusing to let go of the very mindset that's keeping you stuck. Carrie 601, what's up, beloved? You can't ask God for abundance while simultaneously giving your attention to things that no longer add value to your life. May I appreciate you, beloved. I said you can no longer give your attention to things that no longer add value to your life and expect to become the most powerful version of you at the same time. It's just not going to happen that way. Now, again, that's if your goal is to become the most powerful version of you. If your goal is not to do that, then don't even pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm talking to people that's looking for greatness, that's chasing destiny right now. You can't ask God to elevate your consciousness when you're still settling for the lowest vibrational state. I said settling. How can I become the most powerful version of me using the same mindset that settles for less than I deserve? Just help me do the math. Just help me do the math. The same mindset that's comfortable settling for less than I deserve is the same one that's going to build my life. That's what you're saying with a straight face. That makes sense to you? Become so powerful that your pain answers to you. That's how we win the game. Become so powerful that your pain answers to you. Become so powerful that your fear answers to you. Become so powerful that your ego asks for permission before it speaks. My ego is tamed. It's more trained than any dog you'll ever see at some park. I said it's trained. It knows not to jump out there. Fully understands it. It asks for permission first. And I tell you guys this all the time, it's 80-20. 80% of the time, your awareness is going to be online. But there's going to be those moments where you need to put your ego back online. Because your ego is that drive. It is that motivation. It is that edge, right? So it's important when you're going after something big, you're going to have to tap into that level of consciousness. So we get that part. Or you might have to remind somebody of who you used to be. Because maybe they think it's too sweet. Maybe they think that they can just play with you like that and disrespect you like that. So you might have to pull your ego back in just to let them know I'm not the one. So it's 80-20. 80% your awareness, 20% ego. And that's all the motor you need. For the majority of you guys, that's flipped on its axis. It's 80% ego, 20% awareness. And this is why you stuck. That part right there, Shelly. Yeah, your ego is going to be the one that lets people know I'm not the one. I'm not the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We keep going. I'm not him. I'm not her. Don't get the unconditional love twisted. Don't get the self-awareness twisted. Don't get the emotional intelligence twisted. Don't get it twisted. And this is why I told you guys, every version of yourself you have ever been throughout the history of your life, you still are right now. That's why that's important. Do people change? Hard no. We evolve. You have never changed in the history of your life. You've been the same since the day you were born. We don't change, we evolve. We don't change, we transform. So every version of yourself that you have ever been throughout the history of your life, you still are. Is there anyone that's struggling to understand that? So this is why I've got versions of me that you don't want to play with. It's nothing for me to activate one of those versions of myself. This is what I'm saying. Now I've evolved, but I've got versions of myself in me that can get just as ill as you can get right now. And I'm not talking to my students, and I'm not talking to my mindset masters training. I'm saying this is the mindset that because you're moving through the world. You got to understand people play games in this world. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. There's so many people in this world that play games. Yeah, so sometimes you got to let somebody know. You don't always need to be told, but oftentimes you need to be reminded. Trina, what's up, beloved? You don't always need to be told, but oftentimes you need to be reminded. Sometimes you got to remind people. Not all the time, but sometimes. Roger, what's up, beloved? Lynn, I see you. T-Benz, you said you're terrified of some of them. I'm telling you, all of them. T-Benz, I'm telling you, right? See, T-Benz right there. You own to something, beloved. You own to something right now. I promise you, you own to something. T-Benz just said, I'm terrified. Pin what T-Benz just said up there because that's so important. T-Benz just said, I'm terrified of some of the old versions of me. That's beautiful, and that's his power. Because and the reason why I say that is because, again, what do we say? Every version of yourself that you have ever been, you still are right now. And there may come that moment when you walking in a dark alley, you with your family, you minding your own business, you guys aren't bothering anybody, and you need to reactivate one of those old versions of you. There may come a moment when you need to somebody just got you in a situation, got you in a position where you need to reactivate one of those old versions of you. So this is why I tell you guys, you cannot hate your way to a life you love. You cannot hate the versions of yourself that got you to this moment and experience unconditional love at the same time. I love every version of me because some of them versions of me are protectors. Some of them versions of me are pure protectors. I'm talking about pure protectors. And so you need those versions of you. Now, do they need to be online full time? No. But every now and then you might have to reactivate one of those versions of yourself. But you cannot hate your way. This is why I say every version of you that you have ever been deserves a seat at the table, beloved. This is mastery here. Damn, trying to get all these people from in the external world to have some seat at the table who you becoming. See, not everyone deserves a front row seat into who God is transforming you into. Don't ever lose sight of that. Not everyone deserves a front row seat into the version of you that God is transforming you into. But all of those versions of yourself that you used to be, all deserve to be sitting at the front row. Because if it weren't for them, you wouldn't be standing here right now. So how you gonna reject those versions of you? No, all of the versions of me deserve a seat at the table. All of them. That's unconditional love, because I understand, that I had to be some of those versions of myself in order to survive certain situations. That's unconditional love, and that's what real unconditional love is. Real unconditional love means that you no longer reject the outdated versions of yourself. You give them just as much love as you give the version of yourself that you're trying to become. You give them just as much love as you give that person that you hope, sees, and wishes that you become. You give them just as much love. Is a love you trying to get from somebody else? Star, I see, beloved. BH, I see. The most expensive thing you can do is the most expensive thing you can do is remain loyal to the version of yourself that you've already outgrown. For some of you guys, that's crushing you. I said the most expensive thing you can do is to remain loyal to the version of yourself that you have already outgrown. For some of you guys, that's what's hurting you. Some of you guys are dog loyal to the version of yourself that you've already outgrown. I said dog loyal. See, most people know exactly who they want to become, but you keep asking the past for permission. You keep asking your pain for permission. You keep asking fear for permission. That's where the overthinking is coming from. You need somebody to give you permission. You need somebody to tell you that's a good idea. That sounds great. That's wonderful. That's where that's coming from. Because you're being loyal to a version of yourself that you've already outgrown. You can't keep asking yesterday's version of you for permission to become who God is trying to transform you into. Become so powerful that your past no longer recognizes you. That's power. My past I don't even recognize me. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't even recognize me, beloved. I'm moving so fast. I'm growing so much. I don't recognize me anymore. I know my past doesn't. All of the outdated versions of me looking at me like, damn, who'd you become? Become so powerful that your past no longer recognizes you. That's growth, beloved. If you continue to let your past speak for your present, you'll never become the most powerful version of you. If you continue to bow to fear, you'll never become the most powerful version of you. If you chase people more than you chase your purpose in life, you will never taste greatness. Make a choice. You will either chase people or you're going to chase your purpose, but you can't do both. And I'm not here to put my thumb on the scale with respect to which one you should do. Do the one that works best for you. You've been chasing people your whole life. You still haven't discovered your purpose. So clearly that's not the journey. Clearly that's not the path. You've been chasing people your whole life. That part right there, Millie, we chase other people so much that we don't know who we are. We chase other people so much that we lose ourselves. One more time, the most expensive thing you can do is to remain loyal to the version of yourself that you've already outgrown. That loyalty has to be broken. The loyalty to your past has to be broken. The loyalty to the outdated versions of you has to be broken. One more time, your past is just expired information from outdated versions of yourself that you no longer identify as. It's not a big deal. There's no power there. When you just look at it through that filter, there's no power there. It's not a big deal. My past is expired information from outdated versions of myself that I no longer am. What do you want me to do? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? Jump up and down? Oh, you made mistakes in the past. What you want me to do? Jump up and down? Roll on the ground? Scream, holler, and kick? God knows the deal. I don't need to talk to you about my past. I don't need to talk to you about my failures and mistakes. I tell you guys this all the time. Stop giving people the blueprint on how to waste your time. The moment you open up your mouth explaining who you are and what's going on with your life, you give people the blueprint on how to waste your time. You give people the blueprint on how to play you. Stop giving people the blueprint into who you are. If they're not aligned with where you're going, they're not important to you. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's only so many people that are connected to where you're going. And I can promise you, the moment you got to start, see, people who are self-aware don't need an explanation. They don't want you to explain anything. Some of my students have been with me for a year and a half, damn near 2 years, and they've never told me anything about their past and the mistakes that they've made because it's not important. Who they're becoming is important, not who they used to be. We can't extract value from who they used to be. Now, if they volunteer something, wonderful, but I don't ever ask them, well, what happened in your past and why did you do this? And why? Nobody don't care about that. We ain't got time for that. BB, what's up, beloved? Yeah, the moment you start explaining yourself, that's the weakest version of you. The weakest, your pain explains to people. Your trauma explains to people because we want people to like us. You got to get rid of the version of yourself that wants everyone to like you because you'll never become powerful as long as you need other people to like you. I can just give you that news flash right now. You have to get rid of the version of you that wants everyone to like you. Again, you focus on your 33 and you leave the rest alone. That was, for me, that was one of the biggest ones because I wanted to be liked by everyone. I didn't understand why people didn't, why don't they like me? And here I am sitting here trying to explain myself to people who didn't like themselves. You don't like you, so I don't stand a chance. Every person that you seek an external validation with, that you seek an external validation from is fighting a private war in their mind, and 9 times out of 10, the person is losing the war. Here it is, you sit here explaining to a person that has no control over who they are, is out of alignment with their purpose. One more time, self-aware people don't need explanations. They don't care about explanations. They don't want you to explain yourself. Broken people want you to explain yourself so that they can feel good in that moment, listening to your failures and mistakes because it makes them feel good in that moment. That part right there, just the key, no two people see you the same way anyway. There's no two people on the planet that see you the same way. Ken, what's up, beloved? What's up, beloved? Burnett, what's up, beloved? I see you. Intentional. I see you. Somebody said yesterday, no, they don't. But I'm not going to explain that to you. I'm going to let you hang on to your limiting belief. I'm going to say that one more time. No two people see you the same way. In human history, there will never be two people that see you the same way. Everyone that sees you is seeing you through their pain. They're seeing you through their trauma. They're seeing you through their wounds. They're seeing you through their triggers. They're seeing you, most importantly, through their programming and conditioning. And they see you through their story. That's how you see the world. Your mind is programmed to see the world through your beliefs, your assumptions, and your expectations. And all of that is coming from your past. The culmination, the combination of all of that is coming from your past. That's how you see. You see through your beliefs, you see through your assumptions, and you see through your expectations. And no two people have the same programming and conditioning, which means no two people will ever see you the same way. Every person that sees you is seeing you in a different way. Every person is experiencing you different. That's why some people can come in this live stream and disrespect me, and other people can come in this live stream and absolutely love me. Well, what's the difference between the two? Programming and conditioning. Programming and conditioning. It's the only difference. You a villain in some people's story, you the hero in others. What's the difference? Programming and conditioning. To some people, they think you talk too much. To others, they don't think you talk enough. What's the difference? Programming and conditioning. Miss Tia, what's up, beloved? I see you. That part right there, Millie, that part right there, beloved. That part right there. One more time. If you chase people more than you chase your purpose, you'll never become legendary. And for some of you guys, that may not be the goal. You know, the goal just may be to move through life and just do what you're doing. But if your goal is to see what's beautiful about that is that when you chase your purpose, people will chase you. But when you chase your people, you'll never discover your purpose. So it's crazy but I'm speaking from an awareness perspective. So the average person, that's not how they're thinking. That's not how they're thinking at all. Let me say that one more time. When you chase your purpose, people will chase you. But when you chase people, you'll never discover your purpose. And for so many of us, that's why so many of us really don't know our purpose. Why? Because we've been in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, marriage, divorce. It's all been about people. And so now you're getting to that place where you're starting to focus on your purpose, focus on your calling. But look how long it took you to get here. Because did you not have the intelligence? No, it didn't have anything to do with that. Were you not smart enough? Had nothing to do with that. Well, what was the problem? People were the distraction. But because people are what you came here to serve. And so, but before I can serve people, I have to step into my purpose. How can I serve people if I'm chasing people? And I don't blame you for that because they don't teach us this anywhere. Where do we learn this? So it's not your fault that you didn't. I did it. I did it. Silver CEO, what's up, beloved? Yeah, because like I said again, it's yeah. So one more time, you keep calling it overthinking, but it's really underbelieving. Going back to my original point, you're calling it overthinking, but it's really underbelieving. You don't have unwavering belief in yourself. Wait a minute, hold up. That's why awareness is so important. You don't have unwavering belief in yourself. That's why awareness is so important, but you're never not believing. Now, wait a minute, hold up. You never not believing? So that means that belief has to jump past you onto something else, whether that's some celebrity, whether that's some sports team, whether you believing in your fears, whether you believing in your doubts, whether you believing in anxiety, all these things require belief. Hold on, wait a minute, hold up. Put the car in park on the freeway right here. We put the car on the park on the freeway right here. You are a belief making machine. Think about what I'm saying to you, beloved. You are a belief making machine. You don't ever run out of belief. There's no moment in the day where you are out of belief. You never run out of it. Now, I can understand if you said, Coach, I ran out of belief. I can understand if God gave us some finite amount of belief each day. We only get so much belief. Like the gas you put in your car, there's only so much gas you can hold in the car. So if you drive in 300-400 miles out, you might run out of gas. That would make sense to me. Coach, I ran out of gas. Makes sense to me. You in the middle of the desert. No gas stations around. But when it comes to belief, we never run out of it. You're never not believing. You're believing right now. So, and this is the part of it, but belief is the only thing. See, the beautiful thing about belief is that belief is what creates your reality. Your reality is created based upon what you believe. And that's what God is saying. He's saying your beliefs create your reality, not your thoughts. See, once you think that thought, you have to attach belief to it to make that thought become the physical manifestation. It needs belief. Everything needs your belief. Fear needs your belief. Doubt needs your belief. Anxiety needs your belief. The past needs your belief. The future needs your belief. Everything requires your belief. You are a belief-making machine. I can make the argument that you do that better than you do anything because you're always producing it. You like that little corner store that is always open 24 hours, 7 days a week. You never run out of it. But that's the very thing that's stopping you from becoming the most powerful version of yourself because there are moments when you don't give it to you. That's what's hurting you. There are moments when you don't give it to you, but you're the machine. that produces it, but you don't give it. You ain't giving it to yourself. See, this is why we got to get all these distractions out of. I'm telling you now, that's the problem. We got all these distractions. We got relationships going on and friendships going on and all these things going on that's pulling and distracting you from you. Everything is pulling you from you. Now I got to get centered first on me. Let me get me mastered. Let me get me figured out before I start leasing myself out to all these people who all require belief as well. Your friendships require belief. Your relationships require belief. The kids require belief. The job requires belief. All these things require belief. Let me get me locked in. Let me get locked in on me first. Let me get locked in on me first, Dad, because if I'm no good to everyone else, if I'm not of high value to myself. Think about what I'm saying. Everything requires your belief. You are a belief-making machine. So it's the one thing that you should never run out of. It's the one thing that you should never run out of with respect to you giving that back to you, because that's what's going to help you to become the most powerful version of you. It's all belief. The quality of your life is predicated on how much you believe in you, not how much you can get other people to believe in you, not how much you can get people to validate you. How much do you believe in you? The advocate, what's up, beloved? One more time, you keep calling it overthinking. Been chosen, what's up, beloved? You keep calling it overthinking. No, I like it. I like it. I do like the name change. I love the name change. I love the name change. You're calling it overthinking, but it's really under believing. You don't have unwavering belief in yourself. That's a problem. And if you don't see that as a problem, then you have two problems right now. If you don't see that as a problem, you got two problems right now. The original problem, the fact that you don't see it as a problem. You don't have unwavering trust in yourself. See, how do we lose our confidence? You lose your confidence every time you step outside of yourself to ask someone their opinion about something you should be doing with your life. That's the number one way to destroy your confidence. Every time you step outside of yourself to ask someone an opinion about something that you should already know the answer to. Now, it's one thing if you ask me my opinion with respect to some directions, right? You're in my city and you're lost, and you pull over to ask me how to get to the closest freeway. I get that part. I'm adding value to you in that moment. But when you are asking people things with respect to some business that you should start, some opportunity that you should take advantage of, something that you should be doing with your life, in that moment, your mind is confused because your mind is the most powerful asset you have. Your belief in yourself is all you need. It's the only thing that should matter. The moment you step outside of yourself, you weaken yourself. You don't become stronger in that moment. You become weaker because now your brain doesn't trust you. It doesn't trust its own opinion. It's not trusting its own opinion anymore. That's how you lose confidence. That's how you lose faith. That's how you lose belief in yourself. You step outside. I don't step outside of myself for anything. I'm taking the shot. I'm going to either take the shot and I'm going to hit all net, or I'm going to miss the shot. And if I miss the shot, I'm going to learn more from the miss than I did had I never taken the shot to begin with. So I win either way, but I don't need to ask you. So if I'm going to write a new book, I don't need to ask you. I don't need to ask you about my outfit. I don't need to ask you how I look. I don't need to ask you, do you think this is good? I don't need to ask you that. That needs to come from me. That needs to come from me. So I'm taking every shot, free throw line, half court shot, full court shot. It doesn't matter. I'm taking the shot on me. And if I miss the shot, I will learn more from the missed shot than I would have learned had I never taken the shot to begin with. So how do I lose? But my brain is the reason why I have so much confidence, the reason why I have so much faith and I have so much belief, because I never step outside of myself for any reason. I just don't step outside of myself. I'm going to take it to God. That's it. That's all. Whatever he gives me, I'm running the play. I'm running the play. So how do I become the most confident version of myself, coach? From this moment moving forward, don't step outside of yourself for any reason to ask someone's opinion. Your opinion is enough. Validate yourself. That's it. Is it going? Your life going to change overnight? No, but over time, you're going to develop a new pattern. You're going to develop a new habit. From this moment moving forward, don't step out. Take it to God, not people. Your brain knows the difference between the two. And whatever that inspiration is that God gives you, move on that. And that's it. That's all. Oh, you so, Mary Mar, you so welcome, beloved. What's up, Jazz? Yeah, your opinion of yourself is the most important one on the planet. It's the only one I need. I'm taking a shot. I'm taking a shot because I'm taking a shot. And when I take the shot, I'm taking it with the confidence that I'm getting ready to make the shot. I'm taking a shot. I'm taking all shots. I'm banking on me. That's the confidence and the faith, because in that moment, see, this is why when people walk out of our lives, we spiral into depression and spiral into unhappiness, because you don't have that maximum trust, faith, and belief in yourself. I'm going to be fine. I don't give a damn who walks out. I'm going to be fine. Because anything that leaves your life always shows up in a different form, always shows up in a different energy. And the thing that leaves will be replaced by something greater every single time. And if you look back over your life, you'll see it. Everything you have ever lost was always replaced by something better, but the something better may come in a different form. I'm telling you, if you look back over your life, you'll see it. You don't lose anything. You only gain. That's hold on. We disrespecting this whole life. We disrespecting this whole life right now. I'm talking about cold disrespect. How you lose anything when you are in a 100% pure profit situation? Tell me how you lose. Tell me how can you lose anything when you are in a 100% pure profit situation right now? I mean, you ain't come with nothing. Let me give it to you the way I know you can't miss it. Imagine you go to a potluck. And when you go to your friend's potluck, your friend tells you to bring a dish. They say, bring anything you want. But on your way to the grocery store, you get this emergency call. And when you get this emergency call, you get distracted. And when you get distracted, you never make it to the grocery store. You just end up at your friend's house. Not because you didn't have the money, not because you were a bad person. You just forgot. It slipped your mind. The call was that important. So you show up to the front door. Your friend invites you in. There's 100 people inside. They've all brought 2 or 3 dishes, so your little dish wouldn't have made a difference anyway. So you get inside. Now you ain't bring nothing. I mean, you ain't show up with nothing. But when you leave, you got 2 or 3 plates in your hand. How'd you lose? And that's what God is saying. You at my potluck right now. How did you lose? I done gave you kids. I've given you relationships. I've given you jobs. I've given you apartments and homes. I've given you cars. I've given you friends. Everything is coming from me. You sitting at my potluck right now. What you complaining about? That's like you going to your friend's real potluck and you sitting there complaining. What you complaining about? You ain't even bring nothing. God is like, everything I've given you access to, you ain't paid for. Your physical body comes from me. Your brain comes from me. Your thoughts come from me. Your consciousness comes from me. Your awareness comes from me. Everything comes from what you bring. We sitting here complaining about our life and complaining about what we don't have and complain. If you got a pencil right now, you winning. If you got a t-shirt right now, you up. If you got kids and a home and a car and a job and any source of it, man, you winning the lottery right now. What you complaining about? Let me give it to you in another way so I know you don't miss it. I want you to picture your best friend invite you to go to Las Vegas. Now you broke at the time. So your best friend says to you, oh, don't worry about nothing. I got money. Just come out this because she like your energy. She just like to be around you. You a good person. So you say, okay, I'm gonna come. And you ain't got a dime in your pocket. But when you guys get on the on the airplane, she gives you $500. She said, here, just to give you some spending money. Just to give you some spending money. You say, okay, you happy, you excited, now you ready to go. Y'all get off the plane and you go put the luggage in the room, and the room is beautiful. You guys go sit by the pool and you having drinks and all these other things like that. But when you walk through the casino, you decided to put some coins in the machine just to try your luck. And when you put the coins in the machine, you pull the lever, you hit the jackpot. I'm talking about $10,000 just came out of the machine. You only put $1 in the machine. You got 10,000 you sitting on right now. And that's how God is looking at us. He's like, you've hit the jackpot. The money that you got from your friend on the plane, that didn't come from you. The money that the casino just gave you, that didn't come from you. And some of you guys have been in that position where you've come into money here, and you've come into a house here, and you've come into a car here, and you've come into a relationship here, and you're inheriting all of these different things, but you never had to put anything in a slot machine. You have yet to dig in your own pocket and have to put something in the slot machine. The casino is free to you, and that's what God is saying. The casino called your life is free to you. What does it require from you? It requires belief. It requires you to respect yourself. It requires you to have faith in yourself. It requires you to be loyal to yourself and be disciplined. Work on your emotional intelligence. Work on your self-mastery. Work on your self-awareness. Everything is free. He like, damn, how you struggling in life and everything's free? What you complaining about, and you didn't have to put anything in the machine. Even if you've lost some things. For some of you guys, you've lost more than the average person has gained throughout their entire lifetime. Sit here and tell me I'm lying to you. Some of you guys have had more money pass through your hands, more cars pass through your hands, more clothes and jewelry and all of these things pass through your hands than the average person has ever touched. We sitting here complaining, but you never had to put anything in the machine. That's what I'm saying. What could you possibly be complaining about? Because any complaint that you would have is only coming from a problem that your mind created. Truth is knocking at the door. I'm just saying, like it's everything. 9 out of 10 times, anytime that anything we're complaining about, it's usually coming from something that we once prayed for. That part right there, Tara, that's the real problem. Ro, I see you. That's the real problem. We're so desensitized. Your ego is doing a number on you. We're so desensitized. That's a very important word. We're so desensitized. One more time. If I get on that airplane with my friend, I'm broke as hell. My friend has me $500, just some spending money so when we get to Vegas. I get to Vegas. I take $1 out of the 500 that my friend gave me. And I put that in the machine. I just hit the jackpot. 10,000. I'm up. Anything in your life right now is the equivalent of you winning the jackpot. You're up right now. You up right now. What would you be complaining about? If you got a pencil, you up. If you got a t-shirt, you up. Why? Because you didn't come with none of that. You didn't show up with nothing. So anything that you're in possession of right now, you up right now. But we walk through life as though we're down. We walk through life as though we're behind. We walk through life as though we're missing. Something is missing from your life. Nothing is missing from your life, beloved. You are exactly where God wants you to be for your growth and for your transformation and for your evolution. You are where he wants you to be. You ain't winning, you ain't losing in life. You're not up, you're not down. You're not ahead, you're not behind. You are exactly where he needs you to be. See, pain is God's way of getting your attention when your comfort zone no longer can. Discomfort is God's way of getting your attention when your comfort zone no longer can. Alana, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Jetty Berry, what's up, beloved? Yeah, pain is God's way of getting your attention when your comfort zone no longer can. And the reason for that is because pain is a divine push. Suffering is a divine push. It's trying to push you away from the very thing that's causing you to stay stuck. It's trying to push you away from the very thing that's causing you to be in pain to begin with, right? That could be some attachment. That could be you clinging to some person. That could be some toxic relationship. That could be yesterday's mindset that you won't let go of. That could be the identity you built around your pain. That could be you don't have a lot of truth in your life because you got too many illusions going on, too many fantasies going on. You seeing people through the filter of hope. You seeing people through the filter of potential, which blinds you to the reality of who they really are. Quee, what's up, beloved? Thank you. Yeah, you don't run from your feelings and emotions because that's data. That's you never run from your feelings and emotions. My feelings and emotions get front row tickets to my thoughts, to front row seats to who I'm becoming because it's all data. They're coming to tell me somewhere where I'm out of alignment, where I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not the most powerful version of me. I'm shrinking in the moment. I'm settling for less than I deserve. Your emotions are more loyal to you than every person you have ever called a friend. And they're the very thing that most people run from, or they're the very thing that we know the least about. Your emotions are loyal to you, beloved. I'm talking about they love you. You got to read your emotions the same way you read a fine novel. They're coming to report something to you. Somewhere, somehow, some way, you're out of alignment. You're out of alignment with the truth. You're out of alignment with reality. You're out of alignment with your highest and best self. You're operating from lower mind, not higher mind. There's a major difference between the two. Lower mind is ego consciousness. Higher mind is Christ consciousness. You got to tap into Christ consciousness because it's what you are. Shelly, you said you got a thought of the day notebook. I love it. Today's thought of the day was powerful. I don't know if you guys got today's thought of the day. Check your email if you didn't. Today's thought of the day, I was taking notes myself. Today's thought of the day was the most powerful one I've ever seen, period. I'm just going to be honest with you. You said any book recommendations? Mine. You didn't get it? Check your email. Check your email, Lynn. If you didn't get it, today's powerful day, and I thank Alana and Coach Deborah for that. Today's thought of the day. I swear on my life, I took notes from it. It was that powerful. It was that powerful. It was that powerful. Dean, I see you, beloved. Here, let me just, for anyone that's not, how many, type no if you're not currently signed up for my free thought of the day. Let me see how many people I got. Type no if you are not currently signed up for my free thought of the day. Lynn, check your email, beloved, because it's going to come in email format. If you don't have the free thought of the day, I'm telling you, you disrespecting yourself right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So the whole purpose of the free thought of the day is, to wake up inspired every single day. I'm telling you, you're gonna be taking notes. In fact, you're gonna want to keep a notebook. Myra, what's up, beloved? You're gonna want to keep a notebook just for the free thought of the days. That's number one. Wake up inspired. Number two, wake up with purpose, right? Because again, your purpose is for you. Your passion is for you. Your purpose is for the world. And the last reason that we created the free thought of the day is so that you would have something that is going to help you to unlock your inner greatness. And that's the whole point. So what you guys want to do is copy and paste that link that Tara has pinned to the grid. Again, copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser, and it will take you to the free thought of the day. Weight belongs at Planet Fitness. It doesn't belong in your life. It doesn't belong in your mind. You don't ever wait to get tapped into greatness. So get signed up real quick. And if you won't wait, they got plenty of it at Planet Fitness. Don't ever have weight in your life, not when there's an opportunity available to you. Again, copy and paste that link, put it inside of your browser, and it'll take you to get signed up real quick, and then you guys will be ready to go. And again, shout out to Coach Deborah and to Coach Alana. They are godsends, period, point blank, full stop. Full stop. That part right there, Alana. That part, you are. Just you guys are living. It just full just full stop right there on the freeway. They are truly the embodiment of what it means to operate out of your purpose, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I tell you this all the time. God blesses your life based upon the strength of your truth. He blesses your life based upon the strength of your discipline. You want greater blessings? Add more discipline to your life. You want greater blessings? Add more truth to your life. Because what you want is transparency, not truth in your life. Right? I just want everything. I just want transparency. That's it. I just want transparency. And I don't want anything from you that I'm not willing to give. That's it. I just want transparency. Because when you are operating from a place of transparency, there is no toxic relationships. There is no settling for less than you deserve. There is no showing up small in your life. There is no attachments and no clinging to people, because you understand that the value comes from you. Any person that's in your life is only in your life because you represent value, beloved. It makes no sense for you to be attached to anything, because your attachments keep you blind. You don't have control of your attachments. Your attachments have control over you. This is why God doesn't want you to be attached to anything, because anything that you're attached to is going to cause you to act in ways that's out of alignment with the version of you that he's trying to transform you into. And anytime you have an attachment, that's a belief. And it's a belief that you think you can't be happy with something outside of you. You've programmed your mind to convince yourself that there's something outside of you that you can't make it without, you can't be happy without, all of that. I don't know who I would be without you. And I don't know what I would do without you. And my life would never be the same if you left me. That's your attachment speaking. That's your attachment speaking. Love doesn't cling to anything. Love doesn't chase anything. Love doesn't place expectations on anyone, because an expectation is a transaction. If I'm expecting you to walk, talk, act, and think a certain way in order to receive my love, that's business. That's a transaction. That's not love. That's an attachment. Love means no attachments. Love means that even if you don't decide to love me, I'm still going to love you because it's who I am. That's nothing to do with you. I don't stop loving you because of who you are, because I'm just being what I am. And this is why it's so important from a self-awareness perspective, when you transform yourself into what you actually are, which is the human embodiment of love. That's what God wants you to become, because that's what he is. You can't be walking around with conditional love and expecting to get unconditional love from the world. It doesn't work that way. The reason why the world gives you conditional love is because you carry it. When you start carrying unconditional love, the world will become your mirror. The world will only give you what you carry, not who you pretend to be. Everything that you are carrying right now is what people are reflecting back to you. People reflect back to you what you carry. So it doesn't matter what you say, because what you carry is attached to your identity. And so the first person that you have to give unconditional love to is yourself before you can ever expect to get it from someone else. Some of you guys are jumping in a relationship. You don't even have unconditional love for yourself. How are you going to get it from the person? The person can't give you what you're not giving you, because every person is your mirror. That's why they're in your life. You only get two things in life. You're going to get love, or you're going to get a lesson from the person. And if you're not self-aware, then you're going to get a lesson, because the lesson is teaching you where you're not loving yourself. The lesson is teaching you where your boundaries don't exist. The lesson is teaching you where self-respect doesn't exist. The lesson is teaching you where unconditional love doesn't exist. So you're going to either get, again, every person comes with two L's. You're either going to get love from that person, or you're going to get a lesson. When you become self-aware and you become love, you will only receive love. But if you haven't become self-aware, you will only receive lessons. And for some of you guys, that's why your life has been going the way it's been going. Lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. And the reason why you attract the same people is because you're not learning the lesson. Truth is at the door. I'm telling you. Every person is just your mirror. That's all they will ever be. People can only reflect you back to you. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. People reflect you back to you. Every single person you will ever meet is only your mirror. You are the divine. People can't change you because there's nothing in you that needs to be changed. You came into this world being perfect already, meaning the divine being that you are. What's imperfect is your programming and conditioning. What's imperfect is your ego consciousness. What's imperfect is the identity that you built around your wounds. But the version of yourself that God created is perfect, meaning the awareness, consciousness, emotional intelligence. All of those things are perfect. And that's who you really are, your soul, your spirit. All of those things are perfect. Those things don't need anyone to add anything to them, because they're already so powerful. And that's where your abundance is. So every person is the reason why every person is your mirror. It's low key. It's really the most beautiful thing in the world, because every person is coming into your life to show you what's blocking unconditional love in you. That's the most beautiful thing in the world. I don't know what's more beautiful. Lynetta, tell them, beloved. I don't know what's more beautiful than that. Every single person that comes into your life is showing you what's blocking the unconditional love in you. Every person. And I'm gonna tell you the problem. See, when you lack self-awareness, you want to get rid of the people in your life because of how they're acting and their behavior and how they're showing up. But what you don't really understand is that they're only mirroring your inner world. They are reflecting, they are the embodiment of your inner world at that time. Self-respect isn't there, so they're disrespecting you. Self-love isn't there, so they're not giving you the love that you need. You abandon yourself because you don't trust yourself. You're not believing in yourself, so the person abandoned you. Every single person that comes into your life is only mirroring your inner world back to you so that you can see what you need to work on. So instead of saying that the person was a narcissist and the person was toxic and they had all these red flags, what did they mirror? See, this is how you turn your pain into power. Let me tell you how you turn your pain into power. You get a sheet of paper, just a blank sheet of paper, and you draw a line down the middle. And then I want you to put every single thing that happened in your relationship with respect to this particular person. what they did, what they said, how they treated you, how they acted, all these other things like that. And then on the other side of the paper, I want you to write down what you learned. What did you learn from the relationship? What would you do different now that you didn't do then? See, this is how you turn your pain into power. You get on the left column, you're writing down everything that went wrong in the relationship. But on the right side of that column, you're writing down everything that you learned. How did you grow? How did you evolve? What do you know now that you didn't know then? What mistakes did you make in the beginning that this version of you wouldn't make right now? That's how you turn pain into power. And then what you're going to learn is that I'm a better version of myself than I was before I ever stepped foot in the relationship. I'm smarter now. I'm wiser now. I've had more self-awareness now. I have more emotional intelligence now. I didn't have those things in the beginning, but I have them now. So if you can say that you're smarter, better, stronger, faster, wiser now, then how could the relationship have ever been a failure? How could the relationship be a failure if you're a better version of yourself on the other side of it? You're smarter, more endurance, more awareness. And the version of you that you are now would never go back to being with that person. That's how you know you become a better version of yourself. But you won't allow yourself to see it because you're so focused on what they didn't give you. You're so focused on what they took away from you. Because positivity and negativity will never share the same stage. And because you're so focused on what they took and what they didn't give you, you are blinding yourself to what you learned. You learned things, but you won't allow yourself to see it. Does that make sense? Rise beyond, I see you, beloved. Sharice, what's up, beloved? Yeah. So every person, strangers and all, not just strangers and all, every person. That part right there. Come on, Millie. I know you've been listening, beloved. Come on, Millie. Come on, Millie. Come on, Millie. Come on, Millie. If it broke your heart, but opened your eyes, God calls that a win. If it broke your heart, but it opened your eyes, God calls that a win. See, you don't attract the person you want. You attract the person that reflects what you need to heal in you. Every person is not an energetic match to the psychological wounds that you carry. So the person that you attract is the person that best reflects the wounds that you are carrying and the wounds that you need to heal at that time. That's the person that you meet. Prayer B, what's up, beloved? Right? Your silence doesn't protect you. It delays your purpose. Your gift changes others. Self-awareness changes you. Your gift changes others. Self-awareness changes you. Your gift changes others. Self-awareness changes you. Emotional intelligence changes you. Self-mastery changes you. And that's what God is saying. Get your awareness online and let your gift change the world. Get your emotional intelligence online and let your purpose change the world. Get your self-mastery online and let your gifts change the world. Your gift changes others, but self-awareness changes you. But you cannot change what you don't understand. You cannot change what you haven't acknowledged needs to be changed. And that's what's hurting you. That's what's hurting you, beloved. How can I change what I don't understand? How can I change what I haven't even acknowledged needs to be changed? I'm thinking I'm fine. So one more time. Your gift changes others. Self-awareness changes you. Your gift changes others. Your gift is so powerful that it can change people. I'm the embodiment of that right now. I'm just operating out of my gift. I'm not doing anything special right now. I'm just operating out of my gift. And but that's a two-way street. That's all of us. Once your awareness is online, you just gonna dance your dance. You just doing what you're doing. And as you're dancing your dance, you're gonna be changing people. But I'm telling you now, it's gonna be people that come up to you. Oh, you changed my life, and you did this, and I saw that video you posted, and this inspired me, and this motivated me. And you said this quote, and this changed my life. And you'll be like, what did I say? What did I do? Because I tell you guys this all the time: a good is never so good as one has no idea that you're doing good. That's what makes you powerful when you are changing people and you're not aware that you're doing it. See, it becomes dangerous when you're aware that you're doing it, because when you're aware that you're doing it, you can develop a spiritual ego. And the spiritual ego is 10 times more powerful than the ego that you're trying to dismantle right now. Because that spiritual ego, woo, it's a whole nother beast. Once you know that you're powerful and you can change people, oh man, because you can't tell that version of you anything. You develop a God complex, and that'll hurt you, beloved. In that moment, you start. That's what ego is: edging God out. But you start edging Him out. You start making it about you. I'm very careful when it comes to that, and you. Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah, BB, I'm just, again, the most beautiful thing in life, is just, you just dance your dance. You just dance your dance, and but you never change the way you dance for any person, no matter who you add to your life. You don't ever change the way you dance, because the moment you do, we lose ourselves. And that's why for some of you guys that have been in the toxic relationships and different things like that, you change the way you dance, meaning you met someone and you became a different version of yourself because of what you thought the person wanted or needed from you. And that's the moment that you lost you. Yeah. Short answer, you said, is life spiritual? Yeah, it's only spiritual, because everything outside of you is energy. That's everything is just source energy. Everything is created by love. Everything is held together by love. It's love that grows the flowers. It's love that grows you. It's love that's beating your heart right now. It's love that's causing your lungs to expand. It's love that's running this entire universe right now. Every single thing is held together by love, and that's the thing that we don't understand. Everything is love. That's all there is. There's just love, and then the absence of love. The absence of love is not its opposite. It's just the absence of love. Yeah, our likes are super low. We used to get 1 million likes. Our likes are super, 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 super ridiculously low. Ridiculously low. Ridiculously low. Oh, you're so welcome, BB. You're so welcome, beloved. You're so welcome. 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 Sabrina, I see you, beloved. I got you. 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 Let me see how we're looking real quick. Um, I got you. I got you. I got you. I tell you guys this all the time. I wish you guys would just get the screen tappers and be done with it. I don't know how many times I gotta say, just get the screen tappers and be done with it. I don't understand what our issue is. The screen tappers are so easy. Put the screen tapper on there. Let the screen tapper do the work. When you want to comment, take it off, make a comment, put it back on there. Let the screen tapper do the work. It's so easy. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon, beloved. You can get it on Amazon. Ray said they keep breaking. You know what the problem is? Worry is the assumption that God will fail you. Worry is you rehearsing a future in your mind where God doesn't come through for you. That's a category 5 problem. Worry is you worshiping your problems. That's what worry is. Worry is an indicator. It's a symptom. It's not the problem. Worry means that you're worshiping your problems at that time. Worry is you magnifying what you fear and minimizing who God is. Magnifying what you fear, but you're minimizing who God is in that moment. Every time that you question the outcome, you quietly question the one that controls it. I said, every time you question the outcome, you quietly question the one who controls it. Do you know how disrespectful that is? I only need to focus on what I bring to this moment. I don't need to focus on some future outcome. I don't need to focus on anything outside of this moment. What I need to focus on is what level of awareness am I meeting the moment with? How much belief am I meeting the moment with? How much faith and trust in myself am I meeting the moment with? What the result of that might be is none of my business. The outcome is none of my business. Why? Because I can't control it. I can't control anything outside of this moment. So why would I be focusing on what's outside of this moment? That's where your anxiety is coming from. All of your anxiety is coming because you're trying to control something and solve problems that are not a part of this moment. So you're robbing yourself of your peace in this moment. And this is what God is saying. Man, you screwing up the whole moment. You ain't got no peace in the moment, and you ain't got no peace in the future moment that you're trying to control. And that's what we don't understand. So how you going to become powerful that way? No, focus on how much belief you're bringing to this moment. How much faith in yourself are you bringing to this moment? How much are you trusting yourself in this moment? Anything outside of that is none of your business. I see, that's the problem. There goes your attachment. You're attached to an outcome. You're attached to some result. I don't give a damn about the result. Because if I bring greatness to this moment, the result should reflect greatness. If I bring greatness to this moment, the result should reflect greatness. So I don't need to focus on the outcome or the result. That's not my lane. That's God's lane. See, worry is the evidence that you're trying to solve your problems without God. That's why you're worrying. That's why you're worrying. Because you can't claim to know Him and believe in Him and be worried at the same time. There's some falsehoods there. How can I know Him and have maximum belief in Him, but I'm worried at the same time? Those two things those sentences don't even go together. I'm either 100% focused in understanding who He is and what He's bringing, or I'm not. Think about what I'm saying. So one more time, worry is you magnifying what you fear and minimizing who God is. Every time you question the outcome, you quietly question the one who controls it. Beloved, you don't control the outcome. That's what your anxiety is trying to tell you. You don't control the outcome. If your anxiety could speak, that's what it would tell you. You don't control the outcome. You control what you bring to the moment. You have survived too many things that would have broken the average person for you to not have maximum trust and faith and belief in God. You didn't survive too many things, and I wasn't even there. You have survived too many things allow your faith and your belief to even be in question. Think about what I'm saying. All the stuff you've overcome leading up to this moment. So one more time, if I'm God, I'm looking at it like, what more do I need to show you? What more do I need to show you? You still here. 150,000 people globally did not wake up this morning, and you still here. Google it if you think I'm lying. 150,000 people worldwide. Now look at all of the days that you have been here, and look how many people aren't here. You don't have room to be questioning anything, because if you woke up this morning, that means he's not finished with you yet. That's all you need to be worried about. Anything outside of that is you wasting your energy. 150,000 people globally did not wake up this morning on average, but you did. And we're going to waste our time and energy worrying about an outcome that you can't control, but you can control. See, if you take care of this moment, the future will take care of itself. So I don't need to be worried about the outcome. I need to be worried about what I'm bringing to this moment. Damn the outcome. I know what the outcome is going to be because I know what the moment is. See, and worry doesn't protect you. Worry is just control disguised as wisdom. That's all worry is. It's a form of control disguised as wisdom. Sharon, what's up, beloved? And the more you rehearse failure, the harder it becomes to stay faithful to God. And so many of us are so loyal to our fear. How are you going to have faith in God and be loyal to fear at the same time? This help me understand. How can you be loyal to fear and have faith in God at the same time? Those two things will never share the same stage. BB, I appreciate you, beloved. That part right there, Millie. That part right there, beloved. See, here's the problem. God has never failed you, but your fear speaks louder than your memory. That's what's hurting you. That's what's hurting you. God has never failed you, but your fear speaks louder than your memory. That's what's crushing you. That part right there, Millie. Jazz, I see you. Cash, I see you, beloved. What's up, Cody? See, every time you worry, what you're signaling to God in that moment is that your trust has grown thin in him. That's all you're doing. Every time you worry, what you are signaling to God is that your trust in him has grown thin. That's why you're worrying. There's some outcome that you don't think is going to be favorable to you. But we claim to have belief. We claim to have faith. Okay, well, those two things cancel each other out. My fear is going to cancel that faith out. See, worry isn't proof that God will fail you. Worry is proof that you're trying to succeed without him. That's the problem. That's the problem. I tell you guys this all the time. You're in a synergistic relationship with him right now, right? Where the 1 + 1 = 3. You're in a synergistic relationship right now. Everything in your life is a third thing. So everything in your life is a third thing. The kids are a third thing. The job is a third thing. Your relationship is a third thing. The jewelry, the clothes, the cars, all third things. Everything in your life right now is a third thing. Okay, from the 1 + 1, what's the 1 + 1? You and God, the combination of you two, everything else in your life is coming from that. I said everything. I had to say some things. Everything is coming from that. There's nothing in your life more powerful than that original relationship, because every other relationship is only an extension of the original relationship. So I don't need to focus on the original relationships and whether or not I lose this person. What I need to focus on is keeping the original relationship tight. Because if I keep the original relationship tight, these over here are automatic. Whatever's going to be here is going to be here. I don't need to chase anything. It's either going to be in my life or it's not. God is going to want it there or he won't want it there. And here's the thing, the people that walk out of your life oftentimes walk out of your life. Oftentimes walk out of your life because God saw something that you didn't see. And I tell you guys this all the time. Every person you know, for every person you know, there's a version of them that you don't know. What you know is who that person is when they're in your presence. What you don't know is who they become in your absence. Sometimes he sees who they become in your absence, and he knows that that's a threat to who you are ultimately going to become. So he'll remove that person from your life. We sit here fighting to get the very people he's trying to remove. And that's when pain shows up. That's when suffering shows up. Pain shows up when there's no genuine love in your relationship. Pain shows up when you don't have genuine love for yourself, period. Pain is just love pointed in the opposite direction. That's all it is. Because pain comes to remove what causes pain. All you got to do is just sit down long enough to look at your life and look over all of the moments when you were in pain. And all of the moments when you were in pain, there was no genuine love there. Somebody had hurt you, somebody had abused you, somebody had lied to you, somebody had abandoned you, somebody had did something to you, took something from you. Something happened. Tried to divorce you. Something happened. Okay, I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm talking about emotional and psychological pain. We get physical pain. See, the two gifts that you're given is this: physical pain comes anytime that there's something wrong with your body. So we get that kind of pain. Put that over here. But emotional and psychological pain comes anytime that you're out of alignment with the truth. Anytime you're out of alignment with reality, or anytime that you're out of alignment with your highest and best self. And that's the pain that comes to transform you, because it comes to push the illusions away. It comes to push the fantasies away. It comes to push the identity you built around your wounds away. That's the best kind of pain, because pain comes to shatter something. It comes to remove something. And I tell you guys this all the time. Pain does not cause pain. What causes pain is when you cling or you become attached to the very thing that no longer serves you or adds value to your life. When you won't let go of the thing that causes pain, that's when you suffer. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories, please. Yeah, and one more time, you're not supposed to be attached to anything. Nothing, 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 nothing. There's not a single attachment in the world that you can justify in this moment that's worth you having. Not one. Take God and your kids out of it. Outside of that, you don't need to be attached to anything. Why would you need to be attached to anything? Why would you need to be attached to anything? Just give me any reason. Why would you need to be attached to anything? That's what's hurting you. That's what blocks unconditional love. You cannot love yourself unconditionally and have attachments at the same time. It's humanly impossible, because the attachment means that you're still asleep. That's why you're attached. Clinging means that you're still asleep. That's why you cling. You cling because you don't understand that you are the thing that's the source of the value of the thing that you're clinging to. You are the source of value of the thing that you're attached to. So in your mind, your mind is working against you in that moment. That's what's hurting you. Yes, yeah. Pain is spiritual currency. Great question, Scar. Pain is spiritual currency. I'm telling you guys right now, like when you really understand what pain is, we somehow, some way allowed society to paint a negative picture in our minds with respect to what pain is, with respect to what suffering is. These things are a divine push, right? Anytime we've got illusions, we've got fantasies, we're seeing people through hope stories, seeing people through potential stories, we're carrying should stories. This shouldn't have happened, that shouldn't have happened, he shouldn't have left me, she shouldn't have cheated on me. You know, you're out of alignment with your highest and best self at that moment. You're clinging to something, you're attached to something, you've lost sight of your value. And that's why they come. Every problem you have is a thinking problem. All of them. Just to show you that you're the problem and the solution. Every problem you have is a thinking problem. What you call a problem, God calls an error in your perception of the situation. Every problem you have is a thinking problem. Because what we don't understand is that problems are God's way of asking us to become the solution. How are you going to become the solution if you're always projecting something old onto something new? How can you become the solution? Think about what I'm saying. This moment is asking me to meet it with an empty mind. This moment is asking me to meet it with an empty cup. I don't need to bring any luggage from who I used to be. I don't need to bring my past to the moment. I don't need to bring my trauma to the moment. And I most definitely don't need to bring my thinking to the moment. Why? Because your thinking is everything you've already experienced leading up to this moment. Thoughts are something different. Your thoughts don't come from you. Your thoughts come from divine consciousness, but your thinking does come from you. So if I meet this moment and I keep projecting my thinking onto the moment, then I'm not growing. I'm not evolving. No, there's a problem here. I'm being challenged. There's an obstacle here. I'm being challenged. There's a situation that needs to be dealt with. I'm being challenged. Wonderful. But I don't need to project anything old onto it. I need to focus on the level of consciousness I'm meeting this moment with, and I need to transform myself into the person that can solve the problem. See, I tell you guys this all the time. If you have a level 10 problem, you need to become a level 12 person. If you have a level 12 problem, you need to become a level 15 person. But you cannot solve your problems at the same level of consciousness you were at when you originally created the problem. So God is sending you certain problems because the problem is going to help you evolve. It's all PTG. We grow through what we go through in life. But that's the problem. We become a society where we think that having problems is a problem. The only problem you have is thinking that having problems is a problem. That's the only problem you have. Because every level you hit in life is going to come with a certain amount of challenges and obstacles and problems and all of those things. Every level, beloved. The level you on now is going to come with problems that's equal to the level you're on. But when you get to the next level, let's say of awareness, emotional intelligence, self-mastery, whatever, you're going to be hit with different problems, different obstacles, different challenges, right? But it's who you become on the other side of the problem, obstacle, or challenge that's important, not the problem, challenge, or obstacle itself. But it's not that the thing is a problem, it's the way you've been programmed to see the thing that creates the problem. Because if it's out of alignment with what you think should be happening in that moment, you categorize it as a problem. See, if you have a level 10 problem, you have to become a level 12 person. The toxic relationship is a level 10 problem. Are you willing to become a level 12 person? That job that you don't like going to every day that you complain about is a level 10 problem. Are you willing to become a level 12 person? The life that you keep waking up next to and waking up to every single day that you no longer love It's only a level 10 problem. Are you willing to become a level 12 person? In other words, you have to elevate your mindset above where you were when the problem was originally created, or you won't solve the problem. You need to see down into the problem. You can't see the problem at the same level of awareness that you created the problem in. So I've got to elevate myself so that I can really see into the problem. I look down into my problems. I don't sit eye level with them. Yeah, I love the problems because again, that's how you've been growing through the problems and the obstacles. I tell you guys this all the time. The obstacle in your way is the way. Every person, let me say it this way. Every single person in this chat right now has some obstacle, some challenge, something you do in the dark when no one else is watching that you need to overcome. And you already know what that is. Maybe it's the version of you that clings too much. Maybe you don't have a growth mindset. Maybe you fall in love too easy because you don't have genuine love for yourself. Maybe you don't have faith in yourself or belief in yourself. Maybe you're addicted to something, adult content, some drug, alcohol, gambling, whatever the case may be. Maybe you have a mindset that has grown comfortable settling for less than you deserve. But there's not a single person in this room right now that hasn't had at least one thing. See, I tell you guys this all the time. There's always one thing that every single person is going to have to overcome that's stopping you from becoming the most powerful version of yourself. One thing. And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. You already know what the one thing is. You already know what it is. And if you could remove that one thing, how much more powerful would you become? If you could move through the world as the version of yourself that moves and is uninterrupted. I'm uninterrupted by my pain. I'm uninterrupted by my trauma. I'm uninterrupted by my past. Just think about how powerful you would be if you were moving through the world and you no longer had bowed to fear. You move through the world and you no longer bow to your past. You move through the world unaffected by your pain. Just imagine how powerful you would be. Look at how far you've already come, and look at how much further you would be if you weren't bowing to all those things. And that's what God is trying to say. There's something in your life, there's some obstacle, something, some challenge, something that you need to let go of. But that thing that you need to let go of right now is carrying more weight than the person you want to become, meaning that the fire for that thing burns brighter than who you want to become, because this thing gives you a dopamine rush. This thing allows you to feel good. This thing allows you to escape your pain and escape your trauma. It's a distraction from everything you've been running from. The version of yourself that God is trying to transform you into, you can't miss what you've never had. So you don't know what that looks like. So you can't miss it because you ain't never had it. And this is why so many of you guys don't run to become the most powerful version of yourself, because you don't even know what that looks like. How can I miss what I've never had? And that's why we don't do it. That's why we don't do it. And that's the reason why he put me in your life. I'm on the other side of what that looks like, because I was where you used to be. I didn't know what this version of me looked like. There's no way that any person on the planet could have sold me. See, when people ask me, oh, coach, what would you tell the 20-year-old version of you? Nothing. But if I were to say something to that version of me, it would be this. Wait till you see who you become. Wait till you see who you become. I would not give him advice, because if I gave him advice, he might start making different choices and decisions. I wouldn't say a word. The only thing I would say to that version of me is wait till the world sees you. Wait till they see you. And I'm saying the same thing to you. Wait until the world sees you. That's what I'm saying. Not the version of yourself that you currently identify as, but the version of yourself that's on the other side of awareness, on the other side of self-mastery. Wait till they see who you become. You are the thing that the world has been waiting for. Wait until they see you. So again, going back to my original point, Sharice, I see you, beloved. Every problem is a thinking problem because do you guys know what being out of alignment means? Let me just ask you that from a self-awareness perspective. And it's okay if you don't know. But when someone says someone's out of alignment, in your humble opinion, what do you think that means? What do you think that means? Lamika says fear. Somebody says overthinking. Silas, what's up, beloved? Going against evolution. I love that. Off track, out of focus and purpose, disconnected, detached from God. You said something right there, beloved. Not tapped in with God. You said something right there. Out of balance with yourself, not true to yourself. You said something right there, Millie. Miss O, I love that. I love that, Miss O. What's up, beloved? Trying to control. Trish, I like that. May said, not walking in your purpose. May, what's up, beloved? Lack of faith. Let me tell you guys what it means. Write this down in case you don't know. Being out of alignment means that you live in fear and not faith. Being out of alignment means that you live in fear and not faith. And some of you guys are in that boat right now. And I'm going to tell you why that's important, because both faith and fear demand that you believe in something that you can't see. Faith and fear both demand, I said double down on the demand part, that you believe in something that you cannot see. How do you become fearless? Drop your attachments. This was God is saying. Man, you're supposed to be fearless. What you mean you got fears? All of your fears are coming from your attachments. No attachment, no fear. You ain't supposed to be attached to anything. That's why you got fear in your life. Fear comes from your attachment. You're attached to something. External validation, some outcome, some result, something that you think you need from the world. That's where your fear is coming from. So what did I have to do to become fearless? Drop my attachments. Simple. Because I'm the value. Why would I need to be attached to anything when the value is me? I either created, attracted, or manifested the thing. That's why it's in my life. I either created it, attracted it, or manifested it. So why do I need to be attached to the very thing that I created? The same way that God is not attached to you. The reason why he's not attached to you is because he created you. It would be out of balance for him to be attached to you. And you can be attached to him, but he's not going to be attached to you. And everything in your life works the same way. You created it, attracted it, or manifested it. That's why it's in your life. The same way that God is not attached to you, you should not be attached to anything in your life because you're the creator of it. So you don't need to be attached to it. It's only there because of you, beloved. So it makes no sense for you to cling to what you created. It makes no sense at all. You would only do that if you're still asleep. If you're not awakened. That's the only reason why you would do it. You don't know who you are. You're disconnected from your divine essence. That's the only reason why you would do it. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. So one more time, both faith and fear demand that you believe in something that you cannot see. How do you become fearless? Drop your attachments. That's what makes you the coldest person walking. When you drop your attachments, no fear, because you ain't afraid to lose anything. Because you understand that nothing belongs to you. You understand that I showed up to the party with nothing. I showed up to the buffet with nothing. So you can't take nothing from me when I didn't come with nothing. How you gonna take something from me and I came empty-handed? I'm gonna leave empty-handed. I came empty-handed. Let me say that one more time. You came empty-handed. You're going to leave empty-handed. Everything that was given to you as an experience, beloved. Honor the experience. Let go of the attachment. Honor what's in your presence. Let go of what's not. If it's in your presence, place high value on it. If it's not, let it go. Let me give you a tune away I know you can't miss it. Let me give it to you in a way I know you can't miss it. I want you to think about the most beautiful rose that you have ever seen in the history of your life. This rose is beautiful. The rose is so beautiful that you walk over it and you pick the rose. Now, the moment that you pick the rose begins to die. Not because you've done something wrong, but because you pulled it from its source. And every moment that you hold that rose in your hand, the rose is slowly dying. Now, does that mean that the rose was not worth picking? No. The fact that you know that you have a finite amount of time with the rose is the very reason why you should place the highest value on it. Because you know that your time with this precious flower is limited. Make you know that. Every single person that enters your life is just like the rose. They were handpicked by God because there was something that he needed you to see, something that he needed you to learn. Maybe the person came into your life to awaken something in you that was lying dormant. Maybe the person came into your life to show you where your boundaries didn't exist and unconditional love didn't exist. Maybe the person came to show you where self-respect didn't exist. But the point not to be missed is just like the rose in nature. Every single person that comes into your life, there's a limited amount of time that you have with that person. That could be a week. It could be a month. It could be 50 years. We don't know. But what we do know is this: the person, just like the real rose, has an expiration date on them. You don't have forever with that person. You don't even have forever with yourself. What you have is this moment. You seize the moment. You don't focus on the moments you don't have, and you don't focus on the moments that are yet to come. Because when you do that, you blind yourself to the moment that you have right now. And you place high value on that person because, like the real rose, you don't know how long they're going to be here. And the expiration date will expire when the person has taught you the lesson. Now, that may take a week for you to learn the lesson. It may take a month for you to learn the lesson. It may take years for you to learn the lesson. Again, it's situational, just like the roses out in the world. Every rose has a different expiration date, just like every person. You got programmed to try to create a forever with something that was only temporary. And that's why you didn't see the lesson, because you were too focused on the loss. At least I see you, beloved. The Carter, I see you, beloved. Yeah, beloved, I'm telling you, the Carter, I'm telling you, beloved, it's so beautiful when you guys really think about it. When you really think about it, just slow down, just walk with me here. Let's just walk real quick. Let's just walk real quick. When you're out in nature and you pick that flower, the flower's dying, beloved. It's dying right then and there on the spot. And for every moment that you hold that flower in your hand, it's slowly dying. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't worth picking. That's the very thing that should make you place the highest value on it, because you know that your time with this thing is limited. And people are no different. God picks every person that comes into your life. Why? Because they're an energetic match to something that you needed to learn, something that you needed revealed in you through them, something that He wanted you to conquer. And so when that person comes into your life, the amount of time, we don't know how long they're going to be. They're just like the real rose. When you pick the real rose, the rose might last you a day, it might last a week, it might last 2 weeks. We don't know. But if you change to see, when you change the way you see things, everything you see changes. And so what I want you to do is stop looking at people through the filter of I've got forever with this person. Stop trying to create a forever in your mind with respect to the people. That's why your ego is hurting you, because your ego has you convinced that you have forever with the person, which is causing you to be desensitized to their presence. It's causing you to not see the person for the value that they really are bringing to your life in that moment. And so what you have to do is look at every single person just like you look at that real flower, and understand they can be gone tomorrow. They can be gone a year from now. They can be gone 5 minutes from now. We don't know. But that's the very reason why you should place the most value on a person. For that reason alone. But see, your ego won't let you do that. It's your ego that's blocking you, because it has you convinced that you got 1,000 years to live. It has you convinced that you have forever, which causes you to become desensitized to this moment. The reason why we don't place value on this moment is because your ego has promised you forever. The reason why we think tomorrow will be better than today, because your ego knows if you don't master your today, you'll never master your tomorrow. So you're always going to be like a dog chasing its tail. So you say, oh, I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. No, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is right now. Right? Let me give you guys some fear mastery real quick. Let me give you some fear mastery real quick. I'm talking fear mastery. Fear mastery. We ready? So one more time, fear comes from something you're attached to, right? The outcome, validation, acceptance, or some result that you've programmed yourself to believe that you just can't be happy without. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. It creates the illusion that it's bigger than what it actually is. Meaning, the moment that you step into the thing that's causing you the fear, you realize that it was only a puddle and not the ocean. Fear creates the illusion that it's the ocean, but fear is really just a puddle. It's not the ocean, beloved. If you've never done something before, your brain says, I don't know what could happen, so I'm going to make you scared. Why? Because if you're scared, you're going to avoid it, which means that you won't do it. because our brains are wired for survival, not success. So it's crazy to think that you would actually have confidence when you've never done the thing before. It's crazy to think that. You will become confident once you do the thing because your brain does it and sees that you didn't die from the thing. Because see, your brain thinks that everything is like a category 5 threat to you. Again, it's only wired to keep you safe. It's not wired to help you become successful at all. You're trying to create success from the very thing that creates all of your problems. Does that make sense? You're trying to create success using the very mechanism that creates all of the problems. This is why awareness is so important. The first thing that you need to understand is that fear is not the disease. Fear is only the symptom. So fear comes from a lack of knowledge. Write that down in case you're not inside of our Mindset Masters community. Fear comes from a lack of knowledge. Anytime that you're afraid of something, the fear is coming from the fact that you don't know enough about it. That's why you're afraid. You're afraid because you don't know enough about the thing that you're going after at that time. You don't know what's at the end of the rope with respect to that particular situation. I'm gonna give you an example that I know you can't miss. I want you to picture in your mind a child who's afraid of the dark. See that in your mind right now. To slow your mind down, and I want you to picture a child. Maybe you got a small child, 4 or 5 years old, right? Or a niece or nephew, 4 or 5 years old. And they come to you. And they're terrified to go in the room because it's dark in the room. And in their mind, there's something in the room. Just see that in your mind right now. So again, I want you to picture in your mind a child who's afraid of the dark. The child does not actually fear the dark. What they fear is all of the things they imagine to be in the dark because they can't see. Let me say that one more time. The child does not actually fear the dark. What they fear is all of the things they imagine to be in the dark because they can't see. But the moment that the light comes on and they see that the room is empty, the fear is gone immediately. The moment that the light comes on and now they can see, the fear disappears immediately. So the fear was really just an ignorance of what was going on in the room at the time. They were just ignorant to what was happening. So the first thing that you need to understand about fear is anytime that you are facing anything that makes you afraid, it's an indication that you don't know enough about the situation you're in. That's all it is. You don't know enough about the situation. So what should I do, coach? Become a subject matter expert with respect to whatever the thing is you're going after. Whatever that thing that you are going after, become a subject matter expert first before you go try to do the thing. Because the only thing that's making you afraid is that your brain doesn't know the outcome of the situation. It doesn't know enough information about the situation, beloved. It doesn't know what's on the other side of it. In the moment that your brain tries to fill in the gaps with respect to what it thinks might happen, reality is going to reject that. Why? Because oftentimes, the reason why fear shows up is because you're getting ready to believe in something that's out of alignment with the truth. Most people don't know that. Anytime that you're getting ready to believe in something that's out of alignment with truth, fear will show up because you're getting ready to have a belief system that's out of alignment with your highest and best self. So there's information that you don't know at that time. So everything that I go after, I do my due diligence first. Because fear is coming from a lack of understanding. Fear is coming because you don't have all the information. I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. So I had this client riddled with fear, and he had this bucket list. And part of what was on his bucket list was that he wanted to go walking on the bottom of the ocean. He had heard about it, and you know how peaceful it was, and he loved the ocean and all these other things like that, but he'd never actually been in the ocean. And so he's a wealthy guy, you know, so he hires these professional divers to go with him. So he's got 4 professional divers. He's chartered a yacht, all of these things, and he's got his best friend with him. So they're driving in the boat out to the location where all of the people go and walk on the bottom of the ocean. And it's not the deepest part of the ocean, but it's just being able to walk on the ocean floor to say you did it. And so he's in the boat. Everyone else is in the boat and putting on their gear and all these other things like that. But he's terrified now because now his fear has taken over. And so the divers go in first. They're walking down on the bottom of the ocean and they're coming up and they're saying, what are you doing? Why aren't you coming with us? And he started making all these excuses. Oh, I'll do it next time. And no, I don't really feel well. And all of these other things like that. But it was really just his fear speaking. He was coming up with every excuse that he could in the moment. What was making him afraid was not the ocean. What was making him afraid was what he had imagined might happen in the ocean. What if the mask doesn't work? What if there's sharks down there? What if my oxygen tank stops working? You know, what if I get left down here? What if something wrong happens? So all of these, his brain started to create all of it, started to imagine all of these take place down at the bottom of the ocean. And as a result of that fear, because now his fear is really has really grown, because now he's imagining all of these things that could potentially go wrong. Okay, but here's the thing, here's the point not to be missed. Why aren't the divers experiencing that? Why are they happy? Why are they walking on the bottom of the ocean? What's the difference between the two? The difference between the two is that the divers have information and knowledge that my client doesn't have. They know things that he doesn't know. They've experienced it before. He hasn't. Why did the little child experience so much fear and the parent didn't? Because the parent knows that there's nothing in the room. The child doesn't. So it's the lack of information, it's the lack of understanding that produces the fear. So anytime that you don't have enough information, anytime that you don't understand what's going on, your brain is going to start to fill in the gaps. It's going to start to project. What do we say about fear? Fear is just a misuse of your imagination. You're imagining things. It's not that you fear the thing. You fear what you imagine might happen in the thing, at the movie, on the date, having the baby, fill in the blank. And so that's the thing that hurts us more than anything else. So you have to become, how do I conquer fear? Become a subject matter expert with respect to the thing that's making you afraid. Become a subject matter expert. Acquire so much information about that thing that you're able to answer any questions in your own mind with respect to whatever it is you're going after, and then you minimize everything. Right? You're only afraid of what you don't know. You're only afraid of what you don't understand. And it makes all the sense in the world. Why doesn't your comfort zone bring you fear? Because your comfort zone is predictable. You know everything within your comfort zone. Everything outside of your comfort zone is unfamiliar to you, right? So you don't have the information. You lack the understanding. You lack the knowledge. And that's where the fear is coming. The fear is not coming because something is wrong. The fear is coming because you don't have any data with respect to the thing that you're getting ready to go after. And so because your brain is wired to keep you safe, not to help you become successful. Let me just say that one more time. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, not to help you become successful. It doesn't give a damn that you want to become Instagram famous. It doesn't care that you want to walk on stages. It doesn't care. That's not what it's for. It only wants to keep you safe. And if it can keep you in your comfort zone, it can keep you safe because your comfort zone is predictable. Why? Because you got certain patterns, certain habits, certain routines, and this is what it means to live on autopilot. But the moment you step outside of that, you're into unknown territory. And so here comes the fear signal. The fear doesn't mean turn away. The fear means that you're getting ready to grow. You're getting ready to evolve. You're getting ready to expand the boundary line to who you are. That's all it means. That's all it means. But you'll never conquer what you're not willing to confront. And that's the part that scares me for you. You will never conquer what you're not willing to confront. There's only love, beloved. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Turn your awareness up, turn your awareness up, turn your awareness up, turn your awareness up. There's only love. There is nothing else in the universe. There's only love. And then there's your programming and conditioning. You bring your programming and conditioning to the moment. If the moment is out of alignment with your programming and conditioning, you're going to experience the fear. You're going to experience the doubt. You're going to experience the limiting beliefs. Why? Because you're projecting something old onto something new. There's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. There's just love, and then there's the absence of it. That's it. Nothing to be afraid of. You can't claim to, one more time, you can't claim to know God and to love him and bow to fear at the same time. There's some falsehoods there. Some falsehoods there. Yeah, but see, no one's ever been rejected in the history of their life. You know, we fear rejection, but you've never been rejected before. No one has. That's why awareness is so important, because I don't want that to become a belief. You've never been rejected ever before in the history of your life. Rejection is not something that has ever been a part of your reality, ever, not even one time. Not one time. Lord of the Rings, I see, beloved. Not one time. You've never been rejected. Never. Not by the girl at the bar, not by the guy at the club, not by anything. It's never happened to you. And this is why I teach awareness, because if that becomes a belief, then it becomes a part of your programming, and it becomes a part of the thing that's hurting you the most. You know, what you call rejection is just someone that wasn't a part of your timeline. You know, anytime that someone rejects you, they're rejecting you because the person wasn't a part of your timeline, meaning they weren't a part of your story. They weren't a part of your journey. They weren't a part of your destiny. That's why the person rejected you, because they were never supposed to be in your life to begin with. Everyone that accepts you is someone that is a part of your journey, is a part of your destiny, is a part of your awakening, or has come to teach you some lesson. And so when you start, I'm speaking 5D consciousness now, right? And so that's why that's so important. You said, why do you keep avoiding things that you know you need to do? Acrasia. That's acrasia, beloved. That's acrasia. And I'm gonna tell you what acrasia is, and then I'll wrap up the live with this. Great question, first and foremost. Great question. Dave, I see you, beloved. So you have procrastination, and then you have acrasia. Acrasia is the most powerful form of procrastination. Procrastination just means that you know you need to do something, but maybe you got caught up scrolling on social media or on the phone with a friend, and you just forgot to do it. You forgot to get around to it. That's procrastination. Acrasia is a different animal, because acrasia means that you know that this thing is going to add significant value to your life, and you still don't do it. See, when it comes to procrastination, 9 times out of 10, the thing that you're procrastinating about wasn't something that was actually going to add value to your life. Acrasia means that you know definitively that this thing was going to add value to your life, and you still didn't do it. Let me give you a great example of it. We all know that going to the gym and working out consistently and eating is the best thing that you can do for yourself. But we don't do it. You got a gym on every corner near your house. But we don't work out consistently. We don't eat clean. That's acrasia. You know that doing the thing is going to help you become better. It's going to help your self-confidence. It's going to help your self-esteem. This is what you know. But you still don't do it. That's acrasia. You know, we all know that, you know, going back to school and furthering your education is one of the best things that you can do. It's going to increase your quality of life. It's going to put you in a position to do better things for your kids and do more for your kids. It's going to do all of these things. But we don't do it. Now, we know we should do it. And we know that if we did it, it would add significant value to our lives. And we don't do it. That's acrasia. See, acrasia is you knowing mind, body, and spirit that this thing is going to add value to you. It's going to increase you. It's going to improve you. It's going to help you become a better version of yourself. And you don't do it. We all know that becoming the most disciplined version of yourself is the most powerful thing that you can do. You know it's going to add value to your life. You know what's going to change your life. It's going to eliminate the toxic relationships. It's going to eliminate the excuses. It's going to eliminate the procrastination. It's going to eliminate you showing up small and shrinking in the moment, but you still don't do it. Even though you have the power to do it. Even though you're talented enough to do it, even though you have everything you need in this moment to become it, you still don't do it. Crazy. That's the difference. That's the difference. Do me a favor real quick, you guys. If this is your very first time on a live stream with me, type me in the comments. It's spelled A-K-R-A-S-I-A. Let me say that one more time. A-K-R-A. Let me see something. Hang on. Yeah, that's it right there. That's it right there, Tara. Thank you, beloved. That's it right there. That word right there is a bigger enemy than fear ever could. That one word right there is a bigger threat to you than fear. Right there is a bigger threat to you than every person you called an enemy. Because that's the word that's going to keep you sitting on the couch, binge watching Netflix, you know, staying in relationships that you've already outgrown, you know, hanging on to identities and versions of yourself that word right there is doing more damage to you than every person you've ever called an enemy. That word, that one word right there. I get the procrastination. Acrasia, that's a different animal. That's a different animal. And I'm going to tell you the problem. Most people don't know that they're under the spell of acrasia. They don't know that they've fallen under the umbrella of it because they don't even know what it is. How can I conquer what I don't even know? How can I master what I'm blind to? How can I do that? So that's why acrasia and understanding it is so important. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. If you're new to the platform, type me in the comments real quick. If this is your very first time on a live stream with me, real quick. Rich, I see you, beloved. Yeah, because it's really that one word that stops us from becoming the most powerful version of ourselves. It really is. It really is. You think it's fear. No, it is not fear. You think it's doubt. No, it is not doubt. It's that word right there. That word is doing a number on you. For anyone that's new to the platform, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome all first and last time listeners. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, 5D consciousness, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. Um, I am just you pushed out. That's all I am. I am just the embodiment of what you're getting ready to become. That's all I am. I'm just a mirror. That's all I am. In this moment, I'm just a mirror. I'm not stronger than you. I'm not more powerful than you. I'm not anything. I'm just a mirror of what you're getting ready to become. Because every person is your mirror. And when I say every person is your mirror, they don't just reflect your weaknesses. Some people reflect your strengths as well. I'm just the mirror that reflects where you're strong, who you're getting ready to become. And I think that for if you're a chosen one, or if you consider yourself to be a chosen one, that's a beautiful blessing that God has given you, because he's giving you a preview into who you're getting ready to become. But I can make the argument that you're going to be a lot more powerful than me, because you have experiences, gifts, and talents and a purpose that may be infinitely more powerful than my purpose. And so once I take my mindset, the beautiful thing about a mindset is that it's transferable. That's, to me, that's the most powerful thing, is that a mindset is actually transferable. There's certain things that you can't transfer to other people. Like I can't transfer confidence over to you. I can't. I don't have the power to give you confidence, but you can hang out with me and learn from me and develop the same mindset, right? And then that mindset is going to give you confidence, is going to give you more belief, is going to give you the trust, is going to give you the faith, is going to give you the fill in the blank, and then you're going to go out and change the world, and that's what you're going to do. But I can't give you just confidence directly, because there's something in your programming that's stopping the confidence from being here. So that's why the awareness is so important, because there's certain things that I need to understand that maybe I'm blind to right now. And so that's why that part is, the mindset is transferable. There's not too many things that's transferable. I think God was a beast when he did that, because mindset is transferable. But if you are not currently signed up for my free thought of the day, type no in the comments. If you are not currently signed up for my free thought of the day, type no in the comments. Let's get you signed up real quick. You don't want to miss it. 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 Free thought of the day. Purpose number one for the free thought of the day is to wake up inspired every single day, because the fire in you has to burn brighter than the fires happening outside of you. Why do we suffer in life? Because the fires outside of you burn brighter than the fire in you. The problems outside of you are bigger than the mindset that currently created the problem. So you don't know how to get past the problem. The pain that you're carrying speaks louder than your purpose. Yesterday's version of you carries more weight than the version of yourself that you're trying to become. This is why so many of us are stuck. So when most people say they're stuck, that's why you're stuck. You're stuck because the version of yourself that you currently identify as can't take you any further than what you want. You don't know how to manifest what's on your vision board. You don't know how to manifest, the affirmations that you say in the mirror. You watch the motivational videos and you watch all of these other things, but the version of you that watched the motivational video is not the version of you that can go and create that life. The version of you that created your vision board is not the version of you that's capable of attracting it, right? The version of you that's watching this live stream right now is not the same version of you that will become what I am in this moment. Two different versions of you. So in this moment, and I tell you guys this all the time, that word option is arguably the most powerful word on the planet, but that's the reason why we created this free thought of the day. So copy and paste that link that Tara has pinned to the screen, and then you guys get signed up for the free thought of the day real quick. Again, copy and paste that link that Tara has pinned, and then get signed up for the free thought of the day. You guys, we slacking on our likes, and we gotta get, if you guys don't already have the again, copy and paste that link that Tara has, get signed up for the free thought of the day real quick, and you guys will be ready to go. You guys that are in the Mindset Masters community, get the tappers, man, because our live stream likes are low. We used to do 1 million a day. We used to do 1 million a day. We used to do 1 million a day. Now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. We did 1 million a day for like 3 weeks straight. Alana, what's up, beloved? So yeah, again, copy and paste that link, you guys. Get signed up for the free thought of the day. You guys know we got to put in the work around here. You guys know we got to put in the work around here. You guys know that. TikTok doesn't rock with me like that. I don't know what part of that y'all might not be understanding. They don't rock with me like that. They're not going to push anything that has anything to do with me. They're not going to push that. And that's a compliment to me. That's not a threat to me. No, it's not unfortunate. That's the most beautiful thing. It's important for us to understand that they don't rock with me like that. Anyone who's moving toward waking people up is not someone's content that they're gonna push. Now, if I was on here doing dances and all of these other things like that, oh man, I'd be all over TikTok right now. But we have to put in the work around here. We have to. And we got to get the medicine out to the world. So you can't be selfish in this moment. Some of you guys are probably so caught up watching the live that you're not really tapping because you comment at the same time. You can't be tapping and commenting at the same time. And so, you're hearing the information. And when you hear the information, you want to respond to it. I get it. You want to respond to it because I'm triggering you in that moment. And I don't mean triggering you negatively. I mean, there's something being triggered when I'm saying what I'm saying. And that's what makes you want to comment. That's what makes you want to respond. And then for some of you guys, I am triggering you negatively. Both are a gift. People that trigger you positively and negatively are both a gift. Because the trigger reveals where you still need to heal. The trigger points to where your wounds are. I'm not the source of the trigger. The trigger was there before I ever showed up. Yeah, I get it. You guys are writing and commenting. And so it's almost impossible. You can't do both at the same time. You can't write and tap at the same time. So I get it. I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. Y'all so you can't you so like you so and then you got to get it out. You got to make sure you got the right amount of words because it's gonna reject it if you get to too many words. You got to get your wording perfect and all this stuff like that. Make sure it's spelled right. And then boom, send it out. And then boom, you write to the next thing. So you so in your flow of just engaging, and that's another thing why I like this chat. Because there's so much wisdom, and I'm being straight up here. There's so much wisdom, so much awareness, so much growth in this chat. It really is. It really is. Just this chat alone is a blessing. For anyone that's new coming in, just the way you guys are, and trust me, I go back and read all 4,000 comments. All 4,000. Because that's data for me. That's how I learn. That's how I learn what's working, what's not working. I go back and read. I can tell you what every single person said in the last time I was on live. Because I study that stuff. That's how you learn, that's how you evolve. But my point is that some of you guys have 100, 200 comments. So there's no way that you could be. So I get it. I understand. Point not to be missed, I understand. Carter, I see you, beloved. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Come on. He got my lighter. Yeah, the likes is low, but the awareness is up. The likes are low, but the awareness is way up. And that's a beautiful thing. I like how you put that. The likes are low, but the awareness is up. The likes are low, but the wisdom is up. The emotional intelligence is up. It's up. It's up. It's up. It's up. Trust me. Some of you guys, some of the things you guys say needs to be on a t-shirt immediately. Half the comments is t-shirt worthy. Half the comments you guys make is t-shirt worthy. I promise you guys. Yeah, Silver CEO. Yeah, the lights might be down, but the awareness is up, and I like that. So shout out to you guys for that. Lastly, if you are not currently signed up for For my private community called Mindset Masters, which is a private coaching community. If you're not currently signed up for Mindset Masters, type me in the comments, please. If you are not currently signed up, type me in the comments, please, for my exclusive coaching community. Let me see how many people. Ooh, a lot of me's, 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 a lot of me's. Okay. Yeah, the first thing is for the people that are getting signed up today, when you get signed up today, you're going to get a copy of my book today. That's going to come to you in ebook format. So when you get signed up today, you guys are going to get this today. But I want to talk to the people. Please don't speak from your ego. Speak from your pain. Speak from your trauma. Speak from the version of you that's trying to heal. If you are serious about wanting to become the most powerful version of yourself, if you are serious about wanting to master your mindset, wanting to master fear, master depression, master anxiety, master yourself, master the moment, master the situation, master your circumstances, type me in the comments, please, and become the most powerful version of yourself. I only want to speak to those people right now. If you're not serious about that, please don't type me in the comments. Okay, so what's happening here? Let's speak spirit to spirit. Your FYP didn't bring you here, even though your ego will tell you that it did. You scrolling on social media, two reasons that you're going to give me. A, your FYP brought you here, or B, you were just scrolling on social media and you came across this live stream. None of that's true. None of that's true. Spirit never sends an enemy. It only sends a teacher. Every person that has ever come into your life came to teach you something. Every person you meet falls into one of four categories. Category number one, the teacher. There's something that person is going to teach you. Category number two are the people that help you timeline correct. Timeline correcting means that when this person enters your life shifted, right? It moved in a different way. You took on a different path, a different course, right? People that help you timeline correct are really important. Teachers, personal trainers, mentors, professors, life coaches. These are people that are going to help you timeline correct, but it can also be negative too, right? It could also be a toxic relationship that when you left that relationship, your life moved in a different direction, right? So those are the category number two people. Category number three people are the people that came into your life and you were hurt by that person. And I don't necessarily mean physically hurt, but mentally and emotionally, the person really hurt you. And I could make the argument that the category three people are the most important people because that's where your pain is coming from right now. And that's what makes it so difficult to love yourself unconditionally, because your pain is online, your wounds are online, and then you build an identity around that. And then you start moving through life in survival mode, right? And that's kind of what got you here. And so when it's time for you to have a spiritual awakening, when it's time for you to become the most powerful version of yourself, your spirit is going to attract. Spirit attracts every person into your life because there's something that person is going to teach you, wake up in you, that may be something that may be lying dormant in you. But those are category number three people. Category number four people are just the people that are a part of your tribe. These people are going to be people that always pour into you. They always see you as you are, not as they imagine you to be. They value you. They don't need anything from you, but they make more deposits in you than they make withdrawals, right? So those are your category four people, and category four people are going to be people that are lifers. Category four people aren't necessarily people that are in your bloodline. Category 4 person could be a coach, it could be a teacher, it could be a friend, it could be a mom or a dad, it could be a sibling, it could be some person on the other side of the world. So these are your category 4 people. When you start moving through the world, and if you look at every person in your life, they all fall into one of those 4 categories. Again, category number 1 is the teacher. The person only came into your life to teach you something. Category number 2 people are the people that help you timeline correct. Category number 3 people are the people that hurt you the most. Category number 4 people are the people that are part of your tribe. If you look at all 4 categories, every person in your life right now fits into one of those 4 categories. Some people fit into multiple categories, right? Because a person can be in 2 or 3 different categories, just depending upon the relationship that you have with that person. Stephen, what's up, beloved? So I just wanted to give you that. That's number 1. Number 2, so the Mindset Masters community is just that. It's the title or the name is in the title. What we do is in the title. And that's just to give you mindset mastery, because once you master your mindset, you've mastered the world. There's nothing else to conquer. You are the thing that you are the thing that you are supposed to conquer. Nothing else. Not relationships, not other people, not your friends, not your job. You are the thing that you are supposed to be conquered, because everywhere you go, you are taking you with you. Everywhere you go, you are taking your programming and conditioning with you, beloved. So if you don't master your mind, you're going to be dominated by every situation and circumstance you enter. I've got to master me first. And once I master me, how do I master me? I've got to see through me first. I got to elevate my awareness, elevate my emotional intelligence, elevate my level of consciousness, elevate my level of self-mastery. I've got to elevate everything. Once I elevate me, I can see through me. That's step 1. I've got to see through me first. Because if you don't develop the ability to see through you, you'll never see through anyone else, which means that you'll be taken advantage of, you'll be manipulated. You won't know if a person is in your life to build with you or to build on you. You won't know. And that's a threat to you. You can't have people coming in your life, because I'm going to tell you right now, people don't come into your life. People don't walk up to a mango tree because of the mangoes, beloved. People don't come into your life because you're special. People enter your life because you're useful. When they looked at you, there was something that they thought they could benefit from, some value that they thought they could extract from you. And that's why they came. Now, they may discover that you're special later. I'll give you that. But special is not why they walked up, because they don't know you yet. Because what makes you special is your heart. What makes you special is how deeply you love. What makes you special is your soul and your spirit. What makes you special is your consciousness and your awareness, and they can't see any of that. So how did you become special if they are blind to what makes you amazing? They're blind to that. So when they approached you, there was something that they saw, something that you carried, something that they thought could benefit their lives first. Now, again, that doesn't mean you're not special, but special was not in their mindset when they approached you. People don't come into your life because you're special. They enter your life because you're useful. The same way that when you walk up to a mango tree, you never sat there and marveled over the tree. No, you focus on the mangoes. You came because of the fruit, not because of the tree. Okay, you're the tree. So when people come into your life, they're coming because of your fruit, not because of the tree. Now, the people who are your category 4 people, meaning the people that are your tribe, they love the tree. They don't care about what the fruit that your tree produces. They don't care about that. I have people in my life that only love the tree that is me. They don't care about my fruit. But most people care about the fruit more than they care about the tree. And that's why awareness is so important, because you'll be able to separate the two. Okay, so that's important. So when you guys join the Mindset Masters community, it comes with 2 life coaches, 1 executive coach. If you enjoyed this live stream, if you enjoyed any of this live stream, if you learned anything today, the community is this on steroids. On steroids. So again, the community comes with 2 life coaches, 1 executive coach. It comes with access to all of my live streams, like the one you're watching right now, which is great because the majority of the people in the chat, you see how this chat was jumping and how powerful this chat, these are all people in our community, at least a large number of the people in here. So the same way that the energy that you're getting from this chat right now, we do this every day. This is nothing for us. Nothing special going on here for the people that are in my community, because we do this every single day. So you're going to get access to all of my live streams. So you're going to be able to take notes, extract the value, pause, rewind, watch it as many times as you want to, share it with a friend, whatever it is that you want to do. Lastly, my podcast is something that you guys are going to receive access to as well, or gain access to. My personal favorite. You're going to love the podcast because the podcast is hands-free listening. You can listen at the gym. You can listen in traffic. You can listen on the plane. You can listen on the boat. You can listen on the beach, wherever it is you are out for a walk with your dog. And you can still be taking in the medicine, right? Because again, I tell you guys this all the time. You know, when it comes to the awareness, you got to study awareness. And when as you're studying the awareness, I study with I focus on the awareness so much that it dissolved my pain. I focus on the awareness so much that it dissolved my trauma. It dissolved my ego. It dissolved the outdated versions of me. It dissolved everything. And I didn't have to do anything special. I just studied the awareness more than I focused on what broke me, more than I focused on my pain, more than I focused on my trauma. I just became obsessed with it. And so as you grow and evolve and grow and evolve, and you fall in love with what you're learning, fall in love with who you're becoming, fall in love with all of the new cool things that you're learning about yourself, you're not going to be focused on your pain and your trauma anymore. These things are going to become very silent and very quiet in your life. And so that's important. And then you're going to understand them from a spiritual contract perspective. You're going to understand why everything that happened to you leading up to this moment, you're going to understand why it happened. And then you're really going to gain clarity. Lastly, what I write for you guys every single day, you guys are going to have access to that. So, and then you're going to have access to me inside of the community. And I'm obviously the author of the book. So any question that you may have with respect to the book, you guys are going to have access to me. So you just can't lose. It's impossible for you to lose. But today is the beginning of forever. So if you are ready to take your life to the ultimate level, type me in the comments real quick and we'll tell you guys how to get signed up. And then we're going to get out of here. Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Monday. Today was a good day. Monday we kicked